Yeah, what's poppin', gang?
Laughing my crew.
Alright, man, we here, bro. We here. We started it a little closer to the stream this time, so we didn't have to sit around and wait for too long. Hit that like button on the way in, man. I appreciate you. We got the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Carmelo Anthony, J. Cole interview going live in about 4 minutes. There's been a lot of discourse about J. Cole's interviews and Jay-Z's interviews. I always say, bro, yo, what up, TT the Great? I see you. I see you, T the Great. What up? Who else is in here? Deontay in here? What up? Upstream that quit on me. Hold up, let me reopen it. Karma Sean, what up? Man-child, what up? There we go. We got sounds. What is up? Deontay, what up? Take a shot after every boom. Who counting the booms? There's been a lot of discourse about it, man. I've seen a lot of things said that I wouldn't have thought would have been said. J2, what up? Where you been at? A lot of things said that I didn't thought would have been said about J. Cole's interviews. Kind of confused me a little bit. Some of the directions that have been taken, but hey, man, I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm here to listen and dissect this the way that I hear it. You feel me? Mr. Boombastic with another interview. TT, what up? I see you. How do y'all think this is gonna go, man? I personally, I've said it before. I don't really know if it's a good idea that he's even doing these interviews, because I really feel like it don't matter what he say. Do y'all feel like that? What up, fam? Where y'all at? B Hill in Edmonton, Canada, showing up. What up, Brian? I see you. Cole seems like a man who still is divided and haunted from his decisions. I feel like it's bothering him. Excuse me, chat. I feel like it's bothering him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is some unfazed guy. I don't know if he's pretending to be unfazed, but I think his attempts to explain things, if it makes sense to him, it makes sense to him, but to some people it just don't make sense to. Catching a live from Houston, Ice, I see. Let me know where you watching from. Y'all already know how this go. Hit that like button too on the way in, man. That really helps out the stream. Last time, for whatever reason, it didn't seem like people was really hitting the like button on the way in, and it didn't send out that beacon to everybody. So if you guys don't mind hitting that like button. DC, I see you. DMV in the building. Seattle here. I really enjoy consuming these interviews. I'm happy he's doing them. Yeah, you know what? I mean, the thing about it is, I get it. The last interview with Cam was a solid interview. I personally was looking for a little bit more depth. I think that's what people are lacking. Is I think what the people don't want is regurgitation of the same story. You feel me? Like, they don't want regurgitation. They don't want the same thing over and over again. Like, tell us something new. The thing about this is, I don't know when these interviews were recorded. We got 1 minute too. I don't know when these interviews were recorded, but it seems like maybe they were done like way before we knew they were coming out. Because I would feel like maybe we just be getting a little bit more information. That's all. Jersey in the building. I see you, Jersey here. What up, man? He said, what up, crew? What up, Real? I see you. What up, Young Buck? Much love from Central Cali. What up? I see you, Jello. I want to know what he thinks about Drake and the lawsuit. I almost feel like there has to be some questions that they're not asking on purpose. Port Antonio, the lawsuit. I think yeah, bro. It's a lot of stuff. London in the building. I hope they ask him some new questions. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping they ask him something new and they don't continue to just regurgitate the same information. It'd be dope. Everybody say they're ready for the booms. They're ready for the booms. Crew, I think it's not even necessarily something new, but people want something true. A lot of what he says contradicts himself. I don't disagree. But even if he keeps saying the same thing over and over, right? There's no like, it still seems somewhat surface level. The biggest thing that people had an issue with was you want to know my 2 first reactions? Niggas like, how you have 2 first reactions, nigga? You can't have 2 first reactions. But then again, you know, I think people speaking live, I don't know, bro. I can't make excuses for them. But 2 first reactions is kind of wild. Hit that like button. King Hammer, what up, gang? Which sucks because those are the things he needs to talk about, right? He needs to talk about that. No, these interviews are certainly scripted to a degree. That's, here we go. 2 minutes. That's kind of what I'm thinking, man. I don't know if they're scripted, but I think there's some areas that they're not gonna touch. I said that immediately. He said, you know how the closest thing I can think of is Del Curry and Steph and Seth. I said, wait, those are his sons. And this is a father talking. It's a father talking. So a father saying, like, it's like watching my sons. It's like, this is a bad choice of words, man. Just it also lets me know that just because people are good with words and writing them and making them rhyme and telling stories doesn't mean they're the best live speaker. And shout out Ariel Smoke for the 5 gang. I appreciate you. All right. He says, I don't believe. Hold on, let me see my bad. I don't believe most of what Cole says, mainly because he doesn't get to the point. But whatever, we all haven't said that. Come on, bro. You gonna take me out early in the interview? Hey, chill out, bro. I'm about to cry, bro. Chill out. The interview gave insight to his decisions, but it was a conversation among those who were discussing. That's what it seemed like, Ice. But guarantee there was a conversation that was had before that. Guarantee. All right, here we go. I'm gonna do a little bit more commentary on this one than I did in the last one. I feel like I didn't talk enough.
I have a hard time not being honest. Like if you ask me a question, I'm damn near a dangerous interview because it's like I feel like I gotta answer that.
Y'all want to
shit
see the conversation on that video?
Because y'all all supposed to be on first person shooter together, right?
Before that beat ever made it to me, I think Drake wanted that to be a him and Dot song.
Oh shit! Whoa!
Peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony, here with my co-host.
So excited to be back on the couch, Monica McNutt.
What up, Ash?
It's been a good hoop season. I'm excited to be here.
It sure has.
My
name is Kazim Famiwide. You can call me Kaz. And this is a Wave original presented by FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Monica's back. Melo's here. We got a great guest, a long-awaited guest.
Yes, we do.
By the way.
This is why we started the show to be 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But this one right here, it is different, man. A lot of people get called great. Only a few really move the culture. Our guest today has been one of the most consistent voices in hip-hop for over a decade. Never chased a moment, never chased a noise.
Nothing yet.
And just stayed him. And what I respect the most, whatever the conversation was, he stood tall on it. From Fayetteville to the world, Dreamville, the Fall Off, and the Civic has finally made it to Red Hook. J. Cole, welcome to 7 p.m.
Oh, all right, bro.
Is the Civic outside? Is it raining?
No,
Hoodie Melo.
It's raining. That shit raining. That shit ain't.
It's parked up where it was before. But thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely.
Man, I was saying it off camera, like when we were putting down wish lists for guests, man. You were at the very, very top of the list.
Thank you, bro.
I was bothering Eve for months. I'm like, yo, when he's ready to talk, he coming here, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
nah, for sure. I never forgot. I seen Melo. I think you hadn't even started it, but you was telling me you was about to start it. It was years ago.
I was trying to start it with you. I see.
Word up.
That's the second time that was said. That was the second time. Cam said, I wanted you to be my first interview. And then Melo said, I wanted you to be the first interview. So that's crazy.
Me about it. I told him I would come through, but I was just like, yo, let me just finish this album first. And it just took me mad long. You know what I mean? But it took about 3 years maybe since that conversation. But I never forgot. You know what I mean? So thank y'all for having me and for being patient.
Of course, man. And we're glad you finished the album first, too, because it's phenomenal body work. Obviously, we're going to get into all of that. But let's start.
Thank you.
Like we do all the episodes with the Connect, man. We just talked about, y'all linking up at Soho House. But let's take it back even further than that, Cole. What do you remember about first meeting Melo from your point of view?
I don't know when I first met Melo. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a fact.
It was probably later than probably later than what I would think. Because I feel like you, low key. First time it might have been in a little after party or something.
It
low
was.
key. It was?
Yeah.
Okay, in Denver.
Yeah.
This was in Denver. Wow.
Damn, back in
It's like,
Denver?
yo, Melo, like,
Yeah.
you know, at least back then, I'm sure you was probably outside kicking and hanging out, but like you wouldn't be in the industry type events. You know
I
what I mean? Like you wouldn't necessarily see Melo there. Not that I was heavy, but the times that I would go, you wouldn't really see Melo. He was like more low key than that. But yeah, the memory just came back. We was in that little after party in Denver, some random spot to me. I don't know if it might have been a regular spot.
Very
for y'all.
random.
It was random, right? I remember Melo was in there, and mind you, like I'm a Melo fan. You know what I mean? Off rip. You know what I mean? Legendary. But
I wish I still had my Nuggets
my man
jersey.
Eve, nah. Eve was like you know,
LeBron fan.
like OG Melo fan. Like Melo is his number one. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people got that people they ride for and argue for. Eve was on that early.
Shout out to
You
Eve,
know what I
man.
mean?
Shout out.
So us being in that party and you being there was a big deal. It's like, oh shit, yo, Melo over there. You know what I mean?
That's
Those
tough.
Denver days, man.
That's
Yes,
tough.
man.
Miss
Shout out
Holmes,
to
what
Denver.
up?
And
I see you
shout
got
out
your
to
own
Eve.
thing
So
going
that's what I
on.
remember. It was just in a
That's
in a
hard.
random spot in Denver. You know what I mean? And we was like, oh shit, there go Melo. You know what I mean?
So then what was the actual first interaction?
It was
Because
probably just a dap up because we in the spot. So
I
it
was
was
about
like,
to be like, girls are way different.
yeah, no, I think, you know, it was just a dap up because it's a spot. It's music playing. He got his section over there.
Yeah.
We might not even had a section. We was just moving. We were still moving like college kids almost, but it's probably just a dap up.
Yeah.
You tell me if you remember anything more.
No. That's how it happened. I mean, I was more like, fuck is he doing out here?
Right.
We in Denver. I'm like, you know what I mean? You
Right.
don't see artists, you don't see people like
Right.
in Denver. You see the same artists in Denver a lot of
Who?
time, which is a lot of West Coast.
I was gonna say,
Artists.
who out of
Snoop,
Denver?
Ice-T,
Right.
E40s,
Really?
like, you know what I mean? Two
Right.
Shorts and all that. You see all of them out there in Denver. So to see Cole there, I'm like, oh, okay. Something is happening. We
happening.
must be
Yeah.
doing something on the court to make Cole want to take a stop in
Word up.
Denver. So that's how it was.
Do you remember why you were in Denver?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I think it was a show. Like,
Okay.
we probably had a show,
tracks.
which at that time, you know, it's not like
I
my
see you right
name
hand
was.
cam.
I was on my way up. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like I was so popping that it would have been the talk of the
Yeah.
town. It wasn't at the arena or nothing.
Yeah.
So I probably had a show or some club appearance or something, and like, or not even. It wouldn't have been a club appearance, but probably a show, or maybe a radio, some type of radio event or something.
He
you
had
know
a
what I mean?
reason
And
to
then
be there. Let's
how
just
we
say
were
that.
back then, it was like, yo, we was thirsty. We was just out, we was fresh out of college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we were just, I came up. My
It's a protein
childhood,
shake, by
I
the way.
spent
My
my
bad,
childhood damn near partying.
Just came from the gym.
I grew up in a party house, first of all. Like Friday, Saturday nights in my crib was dominoes, spades, music. Hey, go get me a beer. Boom, boom, boom. Like it was that. Like, and then I grew up going to the skating rink on the weekends myself. That was my party. I had to go like see what was popping. College, high school, I'm still partying. Teen clubs is now a thing. College, I'm partying. So then once we got on and got a little activity, every city we go to, it
Yeah.
could be Buffalo, New York. It
You gotta
could
see
be,
what the nightlife
it could
looking
be
like.
anywhere.
Buffalo.
We just trying to see like, yo,
What's
what is it
poppin'?
like here? So that's probably why we was out.
Okay.
Finding something to do after the show.
Well, what was your first impression of Cole? Maybe not just meeting him, but maybe the music. What was the first thing that
So
sort
you
of stood
gotta
out
think
to you?
we were close in age, so we
Yeah.
was more like that's what we was
Peers.
using college, coming out of college. Like we was partying, like it was that party last night was it was that vibe back then. You know what I mean? Like Asher Roth type shit.
Oh my God.
Like, you know what I mean? Shout out, but it was
That's
like that was
crazy.
like the vibe. You know what I mean? It was,
Three
it was
booms?
always
We got 3 booms
parties,
already?
It was always
Yeah.
that was the mid 2000s, and you know what I mean.
Good time.
So it was a very good time, and again, from my perspective, was
Bro, Asher
to see
Roth?
people come through Denver at that time. I probably was naive, and I'm like, shit, man, we putting Denver on. Like people want to come do shows. I used to see Raekwon out there in Denver. I used to see most of the Wool was out there in Denver.
Yeah.
Kiss was out there in
Right.
Denver. The Locks, as you know, Styles. So everybody was
Denver?
coming to
What's
Denver. We was
cracking in
creating like a
Denver,
little
gang?
culture.
Mm-hmm.
So to see him out there it was like, oh shit, okay, yo, we doing something. We about
Nah,
to turn
you-
up tomorrow. Like
You definitely did what you said though, because like coming to Denver, we thinking Melo, we
Yeah.
thinking Nuggets,
Right.
we thinking like what you was doing. So it was like
That's
you
why
did,
we're here.
Like mind you, we didn't come there for that, but we doing a show, and when we coming into Denver, our reference point is what
What
you
they
done
doing.
built with the
Yeah.
Nuggets. You know what I mean? So that is our reference point.
That's hard.
So that's why to see you in the spot, we just like, oh shit, they go Melo. You know what I mean? But
there's only so
real
many
DC?
spots in Denver.
I was about to say.
shout to Denver though. I want to
we
say
had a
Denver.
we had a
It's
road
a-
in
it's a-
Chicago
it's a-
called
it's a-
Rainbow.
it's a really
I don't know
good
if
city.
anybody
It's a
from
beautiful
Chicago, if
city,
y'all
and
remember
like
that.
they do have a strong hip hop
Yeah.
like love, which is probably why them guys was coming out there so much. Raekwon. I'm sure they done had Kweli, a bunch of guys pulling up because they really do have a strong like love of hip hop in Denver. Something I wouldn't know being from Carolina until I actually get there, and it's like, oh snap, like
really can't get
Denver's
and the radio was so
crew,
big.
miss you guys. Covenant Classy, what up? Thank you for the
we had
vibe.
the culture, like, we was doing radio shows on the radio.
Wow.
So we was doing sports and hip hop shows on the radio. So the artists was coming in, and that's how we was getting a lot of artists to come to
Covenant Classy
to the game, to the after parties and things like that, because we was tied into the radio as well. And then once we bought the wire there, it was like, you know, you bought the wire to Denver. Oh, you bugging crazy now, but that's that.
I think they told a story about Chipotle. That like they had a chance
so we got another connection that you guys share.
On Chipotle early
making it
too.
to the cover of NBA 2K.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for you, obviously well documented, grew up a Hoopers, doing your thing. What did that moment represent?
Nah, that was crazy. Like, cause I technically got no business being on the cover.
No business at all being on the cover of 2K.
It was a cool moment for me because it's like,
Ramadan, okay.
They just recognized that.
Respect.
They reached out and they recognized it's like, yo, I really got a love of hooping. You know what I mean? Like, I really got a love, no matter how, you know, how good or bad I am. It's like, yo, I really love this. And on top of the love, what I represent is, I represent the dream. Yeah. Like, it's a dude right now, he in his mid 30s or early 30s, and he love to hoop. Like, he working all week. He got kids, boom, 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 and he can't wait till he get a chance on Sunday to go to his run. Everybody got their runs, like, that they put together with their homeboys. And it's like, yo, I'm really representing, like, he, like, that dude, and there's millions of him out there, never let go of his love of hooping, although he wasn't good enough to be a D1 or like a star in D1, or he wasn't necessarily good enough to go play pro. His love is like damn near that of a pro. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, he never let it go. So I represent that, and I also represent like the dream of like, yo, like I say it out loud. I'm in my late 20s, like, yo, could I? If I know I'm not good right now. Don't get it twisted. There was never a part of me that thought I was good enough to like be pro. Never. I got real like. I got at least a much of a realistic look at myself to know, nigga, you're not a pro. But my thought was,
can I play in college?
Yo, if I really go every day and train harder than anybody's training out there, what could I be? You know what I mean? So
that's
like,
fair.
so making that cover to me is just like
I think a lot of people do that.
Of like,
6 bulls?
That's what I embody.
6
bulls? I mean?
So let me ask you this though, because after Bam dropped 83, it's a whole lot of conversation about respecting blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Did you ever think to not do the cover out of respect? No?
That's a good question.
Never. Because nobody in the world is thinking that I made that cover based off of my athletic ability or my accomplishments with basketball. Nobody's fool. I'm not on that cover in a jersey. I'm in a regular ass fit with some dreamers on. You know what I mean? That
NBA Street, right?
Yeah, exactly. like nobody. Those are the prototype dreamers too. That's like our first version of some joints that we putting out. But my point is like, no, I know nobody's confused that I made that based off the merits.
Anybody want them dreamers?
Everybody knows that what 2K was trying to accomplish was something cultural.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With somebody that actually represents a love of the game. You know what I mean? And like, so I never felt like I was disrespecting nobody. Because guess what? 2K, they make several covers now. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't like I took the spot from whoever was.
It ain't like niggas that hoop don't be trying to rap and putting out albums.
I never felt no way about that.
Okay.
Man. You know what's crazy though? Because it's like basketball's always been like the through line in a lot of your music, right? Like even if you weren't like rapping
but
about
I think it's super interesting how rappers want to hoop and hoopers want to rap. Everybody in sports, somebody want to rap.
Like you see, you know, the old come up and warm up covers.
Yeah.
A lot of the euphemisms in your bars. Like basketball's always sort of like been in the center of it. So like being able to like chase that dream, especially as like, I don't want to call you an everyman rapper, but you kind of speak for, you know, the regular dudes. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
Basketball is such a humanizing sport for folks that can't ever make it to the pros, right? Like, so when it comes to you, man, like why is it even all these years later, like basketball always sort of like centers you and like brings you back to, you know, what
like
makes
when you play with a hooper?
Like why do I love it so much?
Yeah,
what about
really
it?
get
One,
you get a
like
reality check.
The competition of it. I just love the competition of it. One. But two, more than the competition against somebody else is really against yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a mastery or an ability, because I never mastered shit, you know what I mean? But I know what it's like to get better than I was yesterday or a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. That's what I love about basketball. It's like, yo, I can measure my growth.
He practiced.
You know what I mean? I can see it. I can watch how bad I was or how regular I was and how much better I've gotten in this one area. And I feel like I'd be needing that in my life. My music is the same way. My writing is the same way. My rap is the same passion where it's like, yo, I want to push myself. And basketball gives me like a measurable thing. That's why I can see one day, I don't play golf right now, but I can see one day me maybe being like, I might fuck with golf because there's a measurable starting point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm terrible right now, but if I put enough work in, that's what I like about basketball too. It's fair.
Yeah. It's a meritocracy.
It's fair.
I used to hoop with a
If you
nigga
put the
named
work
Zanzan
in,
Curry.
you can get there. And
He
if
used to
you
play for
don't
the
put the work
Bulls
in, it's
or
gonna show.
was affiliated
You know
with
what I mean? Like, so
Nigga
I
was a
love that about
dog.
basketball too. It's like it's an even playing field. Of course, you're gonna get athletically gifted people, you know what I mean? But you know, that's why I love Steph
Buckets.
so much, because it's like compared to the average NBA player, 6'6", 6'7", freak of nature,
He
boom, boom.
don't fit the bill.
He more of a regular size in the league. You know what I mean?
Right.
I stand next to Steph. I'm like, damn, this nigga my height. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he maxed out his ability. Okay, if I work harder than everybody else, I can max my abilities out, and then I got a fair shake and a fair shot. So I love that about basketball too. Although I never reached them heights, it's like I like the fact that maybe I could if I worked this hard.
I mean, I could
I love the maybe I could from you.
8 booms.
Not Steph literally, but my point is like, yo,
Hey,
life
keep
is fair.
total,
We
bro.
started
We got
on the
8
same
moves.
plane.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Keep total.
Had I worked as hard as you in basketball, it would have given me a shot to achieve what you achieve. I didn't, therefore I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't. And my time that
Respect.
passed me.
That's logic.
You know what I mean?
That's logic.
Respect.
Logically, we all start on the same playing
Yes,
field.
bro.
Like we all here. It's just when you put the emotional part to it, then you like, oh shit, yo, I'm better than that nigga right there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when you separated the two.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which allowed you to see the daily growth in your advancements, because now you see, first you said, I think I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
If I put the work in,
I could do this.
I can do this.
Mhm.
Then you went to, I'm going to do this. Like you went
you
through
talking
it.
about me
I'm
actually
saying
going and
overall,
playing.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
overall, the
Feel you.
mindset of that,
Yes.
it just brings it back full circle,
Yes.
because you actually went through with the
Boom,
plan,
man, y'all.
which makes all of this,
I appreciate it.
right?
Thank you for saying that. But what I want to clear up is when I was talking about what I was just talking about, I wasn't even talking about I went and did anything. I'm damn near forgetting that I had two little stints where I actually went to play.
all
You know what I mean?
watched.
Like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
because I actually don't feel like I went and did anything. I had got a great experience. I had a lot of fun, you know what I mean? But I ain't go out and like, you know what I mean? There's nothing that I accomplished that was other than just doing it and going for it.
That's
You know what I mean? There you go.
That's major.
There's no
I'm saying that's an accomplishment in itself. That's an
You're talking about the
accomplishment.
league experiences?
Yeah.
You're talking about your
Yeah.
league
That's what I thought he was
experiences.
talking about just now.
Yeah.
Like I realized, oh shit, maybe he's talking about that. I wasn't talking about that before.
Well, we got
It started there though.
Right.
Okay.
It started at the very beginning of all of this when you said,
Yeah.
yo, you know what? If I put the work in,
Yeah.
I can do. We all had an even
by
playing
the
field.
way, it's just a switch of words that changes everything.
Okay.
What my attitude was never if I put the work in, I could. No.
Okay.
My attitude was if I put the work in, could I? Question mark.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
lie.
Yeah,
Because
you
at
went
the,
through
time,
with
at
it.
the time I said that, I was already out of time. You know what I
Okay,
mean? I
I
was
bet.
already in my late 20s, early 30s. I ain't really start working out for that like pro journey I was going on until I was like, after I had kids, I'm like 33 damn near. I'm already way behind the clock.
Yeah.
But it was like, yo, how good would I be able to make it to if I really start putting the work in? You know what I mean? So never was it like, if I start working right now, I bet you I could. No.
Nah.
It was like, yo, if I start working right now,
How could I be?
could I? How
Yeah.
good?
Do y'all think that Cole is a realist in a sense? I feel like to a certain extent, at least that's what he portrays as a realist. You know what I'm saying? Like even with this kind of conversation, I'm feeling like it's a lot of realism in what he's saying. Let me know in the comments.
Could I be? I don't give a fuck if that shit would have took me to being a star player in my Lifetime Fitness League. You know what I mean? Like, but
You was gonna find out.
I was gonna find out.
I was
You know
gonna
what
find
I
out.
mean?
We
And at the same time, I was juggling music, so I never actually got a chance
So,
to
Really lock in.
That's where I was about to go with you because it's passionate and I love it sitting here. Like you are lighting up talking about ball and that's like your side thing. Like that's not even the main thing.
Right.
How did you hold space for this? Because you started that statement saying something wild. You said, I've never mastered anything. Did you hear yourself say that?
In the basketball.
In basketball.
I was going to say.
Sometimes I'll be talking and I'll be thinking, you know what I mean? But then I realize like later, it's like, oh yeah, you worded that, you know.
Okay, I'm glad we
never
got that.
mastered anything in the basketball space.
I'm glad we made that explicitly clear.
Sure.
But as you were doing your thing through music and ball is still over here, what was it at all a battle in terms of like I still got this dream that like
yeah 100%.
So you chose because music had your heart first?
Okay, it depends on what time period you're talking about. Are you talking about when I actually was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to train and see if I could just go play on a pro team somewhere? You talking about that journey or you talking about in my life period?
Let's go before that point because by that point we had what 3 albums from you already?
All right, in high school I was my junior and senior year, I was on a varsity team. It was a accomplishment for me to start my senior year, right? For part of the year, the beginning of the season, me and the coach had a disagreement. Now I'm coming off the bench. And then by the end of the season, I got my spot back. That was a big deal for me from where I was coming from in my basketball journey. That was a big deal. And I was like a contributing player, but I wasn't no star player. You know what I mean? Like if I got 12 points in the game, I'm checking the newspaper the next day to check the box score, cut that motherfucking paper out because I'm like, damn, I hit 12. You feel me? Like, I had 12.
Double figures?
You know what I mean? But I was a
what
dog
Just Blaze?
in the sense of like, I was a high motor, high energy. I was a clamp. You know what I mean? I was I'm damn near like a glue dude, but I'm not no star player. Now, mind you, that's my junior and senior year. The second after senior year was over, and I always had a thing too. When the game started and them lights came on and them cheerleaders start cheering and the crowd start doing what they do, like it's like the nerves hit like, oh shit,
I was gonna say, bro, I would get nervous,
like, I
bro.
Warble,
that's real. Yeah,
So
like, well, I couldn't even dribble. My hands would be
when
shaking.
When the lights come on, damn, why this ball feels so heavy?
Bro, it feels slick. Like you can't do nothing.
Like,
that's how I would
does this
get.
ball feel like it's not connected?
What up, Noah?
That's how it was. It's because them nerves hit. So this was me in high school.
Yeah.
But mind you, like it was damn near like the second senior year was over and the season was done and we got put out the playoffs. We was pretty good our senior year, but we wasn't like state title contenders or nothing. So the second we got put out the playoffs, we start having open runs. Now we having open runs in the gym and it's all of us still playing. And I'm doing some shit in the open runs. Mind you, the season just ended a week ago.
Feel lighter,
I'm doing
bro.
Shit in the open runs where my coach, shout out to Coach Broadhurst, like, damn, Cole, where the fuck was that at? Like, where was that shit at? But it was like all the weight from the season was off. Now I'm doing shit I ain't really did before. So I'm saying my confidence and my abilities actually grew as I was a freshman in college and a sophomore in college. So I ain't tried my freshman year.
That kind of mimics the offseason in a sense, where it's like you get the previous album. I mean, just getting better when there's less pressure in a sense. That says a lot.
I probably should have, but I didn't. I was just brand new to New York. I'm at St. John's.
So he struggles under pressure.
I wouldn't even. I'm
I was
just
gonna
trying
say
to adjust
it says
to being
a lot
in New York and being a college student. I wasn't checking for when the tryouts was. I should have.
think that's
you know
a
what I mean?
bad
Looking
thing
back,
either,
like,
it's an
damn, nigga, you ain't
acknowledgement.
even check. But I missed them.
Some people do struggle under pressure.
Sophomore year, I try out. Mind you, my abilities is just increasing. Now I'm much better than I was as a senior in high school and even as a freshman. So it's, I don't know, 80 kids or something to try out or whatever, right? I'm killing the first day. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm having a great day. You know what I mean? Like, first day
Under
of tryouts,
pressure.
I'm like, I know
We didn't
I'm
get the
standing out
greatest
here. I just know,
the
'cause
greatest
it's like,
piece.
At this time, I was athletic. You know what I mean? I was like, all the things I said I was in high school, but now I can score the ball. I got an awkward game, but I can score the ball, boom, boom. So, sure enough, they called 10 people back for the next day. I'm one of the 10 that they called back for callbacks or whatever. So I literally go back, I go back to my room, I'm hyped. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna make this team. You know what I mean? And so the next morning comes, and I don't know, I'm feeling conflicted throughout the day or whatever, because mind you, I came to New York. Specifically, I came to college in New York so I could be around the music industry, so I could make it.
Yeah.
So now I'm conflicted because I'm like, yo, if you go
and make this
and
basketball team.
Fuck around and make this team tomorrow.
Yeah.
You
gotta make a decision.
I seen it because it was another freshman in my year. His name was Devin. Shout out to Devin. I ain't seen him since college, but he made the team as a freshman, right? But he was a regular nigga like me. Like he probably played for his high school team. He was good. You know what I mean? But he made the team as a walk-on.
Yeah.
And I got to see his life. Of course, we see the star athlete's life. Everything about their life is basketball. You know what I mean?
Right.
Way them niggas walk is basketball. Like, everything is like basketball. But Devin, I seen a regular dude that was just with us on the strip, living a regular college life. Now all of a sudden, he got the same schedule as these niggas. He up early. He ain't never around. He got practice XYZ. He got and so I'm seeing him and some other people, and I'm like, I'm realizing like, yo, if you make this team tomorrow, your life is gonna be like this nigga.
Right.
And I know myself. Had I made that team, if I'd have fucked around and made that team, of course I'd have been a walk-on. Nigga, I would have got no clock. Right. But how I'm wired, I would have got no clock my sophomore year. I might would have got no clock my junior year.
Senior year, you'd have been
By
ready.
the time I'm a senior, I know myself. I would have clicked, I would have worked, because at this point, I'm committed to basketball.
It's
and
like
I would have
late
worked
blooming.
myself up to like at least getting some clock by my senior
And
year.
you know what's needed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then the way I'm wired, I'd have got some clock my senior year, but probably would have been minimal. I'd have been like a great, you know what I mean, great teammate.
I forgot.
I'd have been like what I was in high school.
Right.
I scored 4-6 points. It's great, but I'm gonna do the intangible things, boom, boom. But I know myself. If I would have did that, what am I gonna do after college?
G League.
If I could even make a G League. That
nigga said G League.
What I would have did was I would have found me an agent.
Hey, look, I've been thinking the same thing, bro. Just leave the hoodie alone.
Yeah. I'd have become. I was with the Jamal Moon.
It's a thing. It's a thing, bro. It's a thing.
Of course.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
But my point is, his story, the spirit of his story was he never gave up.
Yeah, he kept
You know what I
going.
mean? Of course, he was a freak athlete and a real hooper. I'm not nowhere near him. But my point is, my ambition would have been like, yo, let me see. Could I go? Could I work my way back up
To first division.
And yeah, exactly. And no guarantee I would have made anything, but that's just how I'm wired. I would have tried.
Wow.
So to your question, that next morning, I remember I had set my alarm for 6 a.m. You know, waking up 6 a.m. as a regular college student is crazy. But I set my alarm 6 a.m. I rolled over, looked at the alarm, and I sat there and I laid there and I'm like, yo, you came up here for music.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Like, if you go do this, you feel like you're really gonna make this team.
You're not gonna put it all in music.
And it's gonna change the trajectory of your life. You can't do both things. They take too much energy. So what you gonna do? I thought about it for a second.
Got right back in the bed.
I reached over, I hit the fucking alarm, and I rolled back to sleep. So to your point, that was the first time I ever decided, not because I was nice and some star athlete, but because I know if I'd have made that team that morning,
he's gonna give it his all.
I would have tried my best to become that. On the longest journey you ever seen. Nigga might not have touched the league or anything till I was 30, but I don't give a fuck. I would have tried. And maybe never would have did that. But that's just how I'm wired. I'm wired like, yo, let me try. So that's the first time I ever had to make the decision of like, let me go this route. You know, I chose music. Let me stay true to like really.
The let me try thing is there too. Like, at least I'm gonna try. We already heard about, you know, maybe how he feels under pressure, at least when it was in basketball, but still that need to give an effort. Kind of gotta listen to that.
Where my heart is at. That's the first time.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
That practice being at 6 a.m. probably helped.
Follow your heart.
13
If it was 1 o'clock p.m., we might have had a different story.
Right. Low-key laziness is what you're saying.
Laziness saved you from the league, man. Shout out to St. John's, by the way, going to the Sweet 16. You know what I mean? Shout out Coach Patino.
Patino. Woo.
Crazy.
Oh, this is
crazy.
when was this recorded?
They trying to hit DC this weekend. They play Duke.
You say, am I?
They play Duke this weekend.
I know.
He
I'm
has
leaving.
plans.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
He's got
I'm leaving
plans.
tomorrow. China.
So you gotta watch it. Yo, earlier we talked about the first time y'all met, but I don't know if you remember this, and I don't even know if this is the first time actually, but we got the first time y'all hooped together. We got some footage.
Research
we
team.
hoop?
Recently, yeah, right here.
Sky.
Oh, and
This is
Brickley
Sky?
joint.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember
Okay.
this. Hey.
Oh man, this is look at
Ooh.
Can't do nothing with that.
yeah,
Oh
this
my
is,
God.
This
I
is
was getting
angry at
shape.
the world, Melo, son. Okay.
I was gonna say, is
Yeah, I
that
was
Melo?
mad this
Bro,
year-
I was
this
like,
year
that's
right
some
here.
Melo shit. I
You
said,
look
boy,
like
he
you
shoot
playing
just
bad,
like
son.
Melo.
Uh-huh.
I was.
Is this sped up?
Swift.
I was about to say it has to be a little sped
This
up.
is sped up.
Nah. Is that was Melo?
Cole got a couple buckets.
Where are
Corner-
you?
corner
Right there.
threes.
I don't think I got no. Yeah.
Nah,
Nah, you was in the blue shirt, right? I want to say. There it is.
Okay,
That's you?
okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you can't do nothing with that. Yeah.
Nah.
Bro,
Was that
Melo
double
is
C?
one
You
of
see
the
the pass,
trickiest
though, right?
hoopers of all
Over the
the
screen.
Melo's
over the
game.
flare pass.
If I had to really sit down and think about it,
Come
bro,
on, man.
outside of like
Did he post you up right
Mike,
there?
Wow.
Kobe.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You remember that?
AI.
Yeah, I remember, I don't know that specific day, but I remember that right there, that clip right there. That's what you should have played.
KD.
You look good on that one. Hey, go back.
Melo probably got like he up there with my favorite hoopers, bro.
Man.
Basketball players.
Just keep looping that one. Just go back. I'm not gonna have much more than that, but yeah, I do remember that day,
Bro.
If that's the same day as that shot,
Yeah, that's the same day.
yeah, I do remember that day. I was nervous.
Who else was on that court? I can't.
Trey,
JR was there.
Okay.
yeah,
There was some other, I think some Brooklyn Nets guys was
JR.
there.
They said JR Smith.
You got Trae Young over there too.
yeah.
Was that?
This is the
Dennis
part of the summer also, just context,
Smith?
that now we getting to the end of the summer.
Yeah.
Right.
So the ramp up phase is,
Yep.
you can see the movement, you can see the sharpness, you can like, the ramp up phase was,
Mm-hmm.
like, you working out before the runs and after the runs, and then you
Personal top 10.
Like,
Melo was
that
up there,
was the
bro.
ramp up phase.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything from him on the court that you was like, all right?
No, so because he was with Chris Brickley,
Okay.
he was in the gym with Brick working out. Brick will always tell me, yo, why don't you send me video? Yo, look at Cole working out. Like, he really serious about this shit. So weeks went by and he's still with Brick working out. Like, he's like dedicated to this shit. I'm like, yo, bring the nigga to the runs. He like, yo, I'm gonna bring Cole. We gonna let him run because it's part of.
Man, I'd have been
him, you know,
nervous
part
as
of the
hell
workout.
too, playing
And
with all
that's how he
these
got on the team.
ex-NBA,
So when he
current
played,
NBA
I
players,
was like,
man.
yo, Brick, yo, what'd he do? And Brick was like, yo, he gonna knock a corner three down, right? So I'm like, all right, Brick, listen, this is gonna be the teams that we gonna play, because him being on somebody else's team, on a bullshit team, like, it ain't gonna do nothing. I'd rather him be with one of us,
Right.
so he can really get the motion and everything.
Mhm.
And that was that day right there.
Got it.
Nah, for sure.
And
Did you
then
hit
you
them
see the
corner threes?
confidence
Hell yeah,
behind
nah,
you see the
nah.
confidence grew though.
Nah,
back pull up
nah.
threes.
Bro, all you gotta do is hit one shot.
I was-
Confidence
like,
gonna blow
that
up.
was a core memory for me. I ain't gonna lie, because when I was nervous as hell, I'm playing with real deal pros.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
even the guys that wasn't NBA guys was top, the
Still,
elite talent from what I
yeah.
remember. So I was nervous, but I had been like my shooting in this era, from this video on to about the next year and a half, like I touched at some point in time, I touched an elite, what
Shot.
it feels like to have an elite shot, like no bullshit. Like even right now, how I'm shooting right now, I'm shooting the ball pretty good right now. But I remember then, and it's because I was putting in that work every single day. So with that said, even through my nerves, when it came time to like slide to the corner and somebody found me, you know what I mean? Whether Melo found me, somebody else found me, I'm knocking that bitch down. Like, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm cashing. Like, okay, I cashed a few. And then the biggest thing from that day, the shit that went viral, was the behind the back. You know what I mean? Because somebody was open. If you watch the video,
I gotta see that.
Like, all right, right here, Cole. Like behind the back. All right here, Cole. I was like, nah, fuck it. Shot from deep. Boom. Like that one.
They ain't show it.
That was like a
I think
highlight.
Donovan Mitchell was here. I think
Okay.
Rodney Mitchell was here.
Yeah.
There was some players there.
They say the NBA speed is the first shocking thing when you're playing
Oh,
pros. Did
yeah,
it catch you off guard?
Yeah.
fast, bro.
Still catch me off guard. But yeah, for sure. And the strength, you know what I mean? But yes, sir.
Those are
Time.
legendary
That's
runs,
amazing.
man. Shout out Chris Brickley.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Shout
C Brick, man. He's
Yeah.
still getting after it.
Yo, college basketball is nonstop. Big games, tight
Ah,
spreads,
FanDuel.
momentum swings every night. And now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy.
All right, man. So what y'all thinking so far throughout this interview? It's a smooth little interview. We haven't gotten into anything crazy as of yet. Actually, I could fast forward this. I've been pausing. Am I caught up? I think I'm caught up. This a long ass. Oh yeah, I'm caught up. Bet. This a long ass ad, bro. Damn. This seems to be a better call interview. I zoned out. What? It feels more. This one feels a little bit more personal. They kind of stuck with basketball. All right, hold up.
Dash has a way to keep fans in the bag the whole way through.
All right. This seems to be a little bit more personal, talking a little bit more about basketball. I definitely think they're going to get into the album and everything. I think they're trying to warm up Cole a little bit. FanDuel promos ain't no joke. Bro, where we at now? What we talking about?
Pete, just hit up DoorDash.
Bro, they got to make their money. They got to make their money. They got to make their money. Hit that like button for me, guys, if you haven't done it already. Nothing real musical, nothing music yet for us to get into. Hasn't talked about Jay-Z, hasn't talked about Drake, hasn't talked about Kendrick. Nothing like that. Hasn't talked about anything. So we are currently waiting on that to happen, but it should be probably coming up in the second half of this interview. It seems like that's probably the first half of the interview. It's been going on for about 30 minutes or so. Hit up DoorDash. This interview is a lot better so far. Cole just doesn't interest me. I hear you. And that's cool. That's totally fine.
Yes, with just everything that's been going on the last few years, did it feel more like a celebration or something that you really had to prove?
Nah, I don't know if it wasn't a celebration necessarily. It was when you say prove, like I had to prove to myself.
To yourself, yeah.
Yes, because you got to think to fall off. It's 10 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought it would take
10 years.
10 years, you know what I mean? But like, I had a mission in mind of where I was trying to get to, ability-wise and skill-wise. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my mission 10 years ago was, can you get better? Because 10 years ago, I was coming off my highest performing album. I was coming off my highest, most successful tour, like a highlight of my life. And I felt myself like feeling the urge to like get comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, damn, this is how that shit be happening. You know what I mean? This is how a lot of people fall off. And I didn't have that title at the time. And I wasn't even saying that word, but I'm just like, yo, this is where like a decline can happen. And the same thing can happen in sports. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I feel like he could have took a period of time where he would have just been bodying features and not putting out. He could have just kept being a feature killer. Like, yo, reach a certain level of success, team win a championship, or a player gets a MVP, or you just get a certain level of money. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, exactly. You just start to like chill. It's like, yo, you're not going as hard as what you used to go. I can feel that for myself. It wasn't a long time, but I was in tune with myself enough to catch it and be like, oh. And I had a real conversation with myself, which was like, yo, you know you could just retire if you wanted to right now. You made it further than what you wanted to, you know what I mean? Like, you know you could just retire if you wanted to. And my thought was like, yeah, I know I could, but nah, not right now. Because I got something else I want to do. What do you want to do? Wow. I want to damn near defy gravity. Like, I want to like go against gravity. Gravity is saying, as I get older and more successful, my pen's supposed to get less sharp. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to care less. I'm supposed to like push myself less. So the fall off, I didn't have the title at that time, but it became like an idea of like, yo, that's another thing though. Like, rap is a little different than it is with sports, where your decline comes from aging and wear and tear. And as long as you are still sharp in your mind and your experiences are something that can be shared with other people, I don't see your rap ability dwindling. Like, it can through the use of drugs and the use of shit like that, like maybe more of and I don't even like to use Wayne as an example, but Wayne is one of those ones that I feel like kind of tiptoes the line. Album for this. There's an album where I reach my top abilities. You know what I mean? Like at a time when I'm supposed to be, Ben fell off. You know what I mean? Now I reached my top abilities. So the rest of the years, I didn't know it would take so long, but the rest of the years were just me working to get to the point of this album. You know what I mean? To get my pen to that level, to get like, and I had to fall in love with the shit mad times along the way. You know what I mean? I had to. So when you say, one, it wasn't a celebration. If anything, it was a relief. Like, hell yeah, nigga, I did it finally. But secondly, it was proven to myself, like, damn, you really did do that. You know what I mean? I look at like the feature run I had and like all of these verses that was coming out and like all of the other projects that came while working on the fall. And that's also one of the reasons why I see people like maybe not doing features and holding verses, because he's had some verses that have been some of the best verses I've heard from him. You know what I'm saying? Period. Or freestyles or whatever that have been the best verses I've heard from him. Not to say that the Fall Off didn't have some of that on there. There's a lot of that on there, but I've still heard some crazy shit on features that I would have maybe even kept for the album. Fall Off, and I'm like, damn, like you did what you said you was gonna do. You just didn't know it would take you this long. Yeah. Thank God it took you this long, because it birthed all of this other shit that I don't know if I would have been able to put all of that shit out had I not had the bigger mission on my mind.
Indeed. That's hard though. That's when you to follow the plan for one, right? To follow your plan when everybody is probably don't see us is against your plan, right? Or don't see your plan, right? Because it's not like he's out there giving his plan up, like he's building the plan behind closed doors. So that for one, that's a lot of respect when it comes to that, to stick with your plan. For two, you said a message. You had to look at yourself and say, nigga.
Which one, RMS?
And identify the fall off, right? You like, there's a lot of people who's in that situation in any genre, any lane, any industry, and can understand like this could be a fall off, but still go through with the fall off.
I see.
To be able to stop it when you acknowledge it, oh shit, this is what it feels. I can see how niggas can fall off. And then to be like, nah, fuck that. They want me to fall off.
Yeah.
I'm going to defy gravity. I say that because there's a lot of similarities
in basketball
with what I went through, right? And being in Houston after that situation is like, you know what, man?
Fuck this.
Melo, you done played 16 years.
Yeah, bro. You're like, I'm done.
You done did it. You done. But I
the
ain't
London
ready to go
feature.
yet.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? So now you come back and like, you know what? I'm going to come back and show everybody and defy what the fuck y'all was talking about that I couldn't do.
Right.
The shit that you said I couldn't do, I'm going to show you that I can do it.
Right.
So when you talk about the fall off, and it was a situation where I had to think about, nigga, I'm just going to be complacent with this shit. Like, fuck it. I'm going to just lay here. I ain't going to the gym. I don't want to work out.
Right.
I'm going to take some time off. Time off is 3 months, turned into 6 months,
Right.
turned into a year, turned into 2 years, right? That shit happened so quickly, man. So I'm sitting here listening to you. I'm like, damn, I can really relate to something taking 10 years to bring a masterpiece project when people wanted this 8 years ago, 7 years ago.
Right.
Like, it's on me to make this project in 10 years. And the fall off is not the fall off, just the concept of.
Bro, I never listened to Melo really talk. I like it. I might have to tap into this pod a little bit more. Melo is he the right type of, he like just a regular dude to me personally. Like, I don't know. I like his
So
way.
pay attention to yourself is the point I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I like
No,
that. Pay attention to yourself.
That's real.
Bucko, everything you've said and just sitting here chopping it with, you are one to give yourself your own parameters, goals, right? And I know what the original intention was for this project. Now that it's done, you've given it life. Are you satisfied?
1000%.
Yes.
Yes. Am I satisfied with what?
Like if you were to ride off into the sunset.
Yes.
This was it?
I think
Yeah,
that was the whole.
yes.
That was the whole intention.
No, I'm not saying
If we just
if.
yeah, like
would I be good with
because
this?
as I'm listening to you, every time you achieve something, the goal shifted.
Yep.
So this was, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna give it 10 years, I'm gonna give it my heart and soul.
Yep.
Now it's out. We love it, we're enjoying it, you're proud of it. But has it lit another fire? Or are you like
Thanks, Brian. That's what I'm getting.
You know what
from
it lit for me? It relit
Facts
my
covered.
love. So what I can say is like, it's out, and if 6 years go by and nobody heard another album from me because it's just like, yo, it didn't come, I'd be cool because it's like, yo,
I left that.
this exists for me as the last thing that y'all heard. However, what I didn't know what happened was me getting to this point right now. The beautiful thing is like, I'm hella inspired. Like I'm in love with this shit. Like I'm not saying I want to go make an album. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not on some like, all right, I did it, I'm done, boom, boom. Like, no, I got visions and ideas.
I feel like it's the opposite of maybe Jay-Z's approach, where it seemed like Jay-Z said he was done, and he kept popping up doing music and still putting out stuff and whatever. And it's like, nigga, you said you was gonna retire. Are you retiring or not? So I feel like I think it's running away from the label of retired. I think he doesn't have any pressure on him now. And we've learned throughout this interview with how pressure feels to him. Now that he has no pressure, we might actually get even better music from him.
Not for my own shit, but like really on some production shit. I'm excited about that, about helping. I'm excited about, I spent so long on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That it's like, I haven't had the ability. I've helped along the way. You know what I mean? It's people out there that could, you know, give their version of me helping and like diving in, but it was never to the ability that I know I could really help because I was thinking about my own shit.
Right.
And while I'm juggling family life, fatherhood, while juggling the basketball, still trying to stay in shape, while juggling all of this. So this, at least this being out and being the album that it's like, yo, I played that shit this morning. I went to the gym this morning. I had to get my lift in. I'm playing the album. And I'm just thinking like, bro, you still playing this bitch. And mind you, I was playing this shit months before the world got it.
Yeah.
Now it's out and I'm still playing it. Like, so that's the contentment right there. It's like, wow, you really made some shit that you a fan of that can hold you over for a long time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And because I don't have to worry about what's my next thing gonna be? Oh, what's my next project? For so long, even when I was dropping the all season, KOD, For Your Eyes Only, Might Delete Later, I had this thing on my mind. Imagine you drop an album and you really just like, all right, that's out, but I'm still thinking about this
that,
other one that I'm working on. You know what I mean? So this is the first time where I don't.
But I think that's also personal, manufactured stress. We do that a lot. People do that a lot. Like you celebrate a W, but then you already worried about the next thing. So it's like, I wonder what this section of his career is gonna be like, because he doesn't have the pressure of the fall off. It's like Dre's Detox. Like, you can't drop that shit and it not be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So now he doesn't have that. I wonder what this part of his career is going to be like.
That I got to worry about finishing, and I can lock in on like the extracurricular shit that I want to dive into while I'm feeling
really,
inspired
DC?
and
You
in
seen
love.
him before?
So how did you compartmentalize that then? Because if you were putting out all these albums and you still had the fall off in mind, right? And again, sidebar, like, you've had a lot of proximity to a lot of great MCs and seeing their quote unquote fall off, right? Like, how did you sort of compartmentalize, like, okay, this is for KOD, but fall off is still XYZ? Like, how did that process go about?
I had to see if it reached the bar. This song that I just made, I love this song that I just made. You know what I mean? Does it reach the bar of the fall off that I'm setting for myself? You know what I mean? Number one. And then number two, does it work conceptually?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Like, it's still, my album, the fall off ain't about, the reason why I started making the fall off, the album is not about that. My album ain't about like, oh, I ain't want to fall off and I wanted to get better. The album's got way more like meaning and like it has its own story and its own lessons and its own like journey in it outside of the original intentions. So one, does it reach the bar? And two, does it work conceptually?
Okay. Yeah, conceptually, KOD sounds different. The off season, I mean, I just don't know how to say it. It sounds like the off season. The fall off sounds like the fall off. I can't put a record like 2-6 on KOD or earlier projects, Forest Hills Drive or For Your Eyes Only. Like, I can't see putting those tracks, moving them around. Like, you can't take one from here and put it there or put this one there. They all kind of grow with him as an artist. So I couldn't see that.
There was a lot of songs that
All Season was great.
I liked a lot, but they ain't necessarily.
He needs to produce a project for Jed.
I love these songs.
That could be
though,
dope.
It's like, if I'm telling the truth, you don't belong on the fall off. You don't really deserve to go on the fall off. There's some that I made that did deserve. They reached the bar. They did deserve to make the fall off.
But
timing wise, I might have felt more called to put it out earlier. You know what I mean? A Middle Child. It's a song off the all season called The Climb Back. That was a fall off song. The Climb Back, it's like, oh, that's a fall off song. But I'm like, once again, by the time I actually finish this album,
The Climb Back sounds like the all season, bro.
I don't want to wait like this long for this song to be heard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
I want this song out now, so I'll sacrifice a Climb Back. You know what I mean? Off my fall off album list.
That Amari joint, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. I could have heard that on that should have been on the fall off.
Over here. So how do I
Clyde My
compartmentalize?
Escape, this game rotten, niggas fake.
Honest conversation with myself about like, yo, what's this for? You know what I mean? And then just trust that.
A lot of the album is very personal. You know what I mean? There's a lot of songs on there that you're talking
Carne,
about
what
people
up,
that
gang?
we don't even know, but
that's
like,
real.
And that's a
through
Tim
context,
beat, ain't it?
we get to know. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
real.
there's some dude in North Carolina that you had an issue with that was like, I don't even know
Few
this
of
guy,
them.
but now,
A few of them.
now I want to know what's going on. And like, yo, was that part of it?
He erased it.
Was that sort of like the overarching theme of the album of just being more personal and where you were when you were 29 and
it wasn't
where
my
you were 39?
original intention. Like I said, my original intention was just to get better.
Okay.
And then through getting better, what spills out is certain stories that spill out. And then I start to see like, oh, okay, it takes shape. I'm like, oh, what is this? oh, this is like, I'm see the story that I'm telling through these songs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, it might take me, this happens when I write a verse. I might write a verse and like, I might not know what this song is about till I get to the 5th bar.
Okay.
Or the 8th bar. You know what I mean? I might not even know where this song is going, but I'm trusting the process. I'm trusting the words that if I get these words out and just keep following the words, the song will take shape. Then by the 8th bar, I'm like, oh, this is a story about such and such. Or, oh, like Love Yours, the song Love Yours.
Love that.
I didn't know what that song was going to be about when I start, right? I just wrote it exactly how you hear it. And at a certain point, I was like, oh, I see what I'm saying. I see what the message that's trying to be delivered. So,
no such thing.
So, you know, you make enough songs. Now it's like, oh, I see the shape that this is taking. This is a story of like me going back home at the height of my career. You know what I mean? And like all of these things that I deal with when that happened at this time in my life when I was at a crossroads. The album is like the first disc 29 is like me at a time before I got married, when I was like at a crossroads in my life with 3 things. 1, my girlfriend at the time, now wife, who had been my girl for a very long time at that point. 2, this craft that I've been, my other love. It's like 3 loves of my life that both discs are about. But at 29, I'm at a crossroad with the love of my life, the woman, the love of my life, the craft that I've been doing since I was 12 years old. You know what I mean? And then 3, the love of my life, the city that raised me, birthed me, not birthed me because I was born in Germany, but raised me since I was 1 year old, like helped me adjust and adapt to the world, taught me, you know what I mean, scolded me, like all of these things. And, you know, everybody know like my songs is like from the come up, I'm putting on for the city you never heard about in Carolina that you never heard about. Everybody know I had nothing but a love relationship. But on disc 29, at 29 years old, you find me at a time where even the city that I love, I'm looking at different. Like I'm not appreciating any of those 3 things, those 3 loves on the first disc, the way that I have previously in my life and the way that I do on disc 39. You find me on 29 at a crossroads with all of those. It could have went bad with all of those. I could have made a bad mistake with that one, you know what I mean? Everybody know that one that you know, the one that's supposed to be your wife. So many people got stories of that, but sometimes she don't become your wife. Sometimes you trick it off and you fuck it up. You know what I mean? So like, I was at a crossroads with that. I was at a crossroads with this craft. I told you, I was like, I could retire right now. I'm kind of over this J. Cole shit anyways. Tired of rapping about myself. Like, that's how I was feeling at the time. I'm tired of this box that I feel like I got to go outside and like, or even in my rhymes, I got to be boom, boom. And then the 3rd was the city. Like, damn, I'm tired of coming back to this motherfucker. Somebody always got something to say. You know what I mean? Like, niggas hating, boom, boom, boom. I'm feeling like the weight and the burden of like survivor's guilt or whatever they, you know, whatever they call it. So
yeah, that's right.
I'm rambling, but that was
but that's the thing though. But that's the type of shit people want to hear. Like, I don't know. Somebody gonna find a way to make that into something. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's real shit. Being like, bro, I'm doing this. I could retire. I could walk away from it all. I could have fucked up my relationship with my girl. The city that I'm in, I have a love-hate relationship with. Like, everybody got something to say all the time. It's just like that. I think that's the part. If you could say any part of J. Cole that is an allure to his music, is that kind of vulnerability in a sense. But some people just don't care for it.
But I didn't know. That wasn't my intention when I sat down to make the album.
Gotcha.
That's what I realized as these songs was coming out. That's what I realized I was saying.
Gotcha. It's impossible to ramble on this show.
I was saying, you're not rambling. You weren't rambling at all. You're not rambling at all.
There's a couple songs I want to ask you about off the album and specific lyrics also. Like on the Fall Off is Inevitable, you're talking about the so-called, you were signed by the so-called kings or the so-called goats or whatever.
Yes.
Not saying that was a shot at Jay or whatever, but a lot of eyebrows were raised.
Of course,
I was like,
it absolutely wasn't.
What was that about?
You know what's crazy is when the song dropped and people started saying what they saying, it was the first time I was like, oh shit. I ain't mean it like that, but I didn't even realize they would take it like that. But I'm like, oh, I see what they saying. But like, if you read it like that, if you read it a certain way, it's like, oh shit, why you say it like that? But it was not the intention. In my mind, it was just like, yo, so-called king. Like, they do call, nigga, I call him a king.
Bro, and this is exactly what I said in the reaction. Go back and listen. I said, is that Jay Smoke? He had to be watching reactions. Because then as soon as he said that, I was like, No, that's not smoke. He just saying that they call themselves kings or they call them kings.
So-called, and I feel like there was a Biggie line in my mind that it's like, since then I'm like, nigga, that line don't exist. Like, there's a Biggie line that I thought I was referencing where it's like, yo, I don't think you was really referencing
I could almost hear that.
But nah, it wasn't until they said that I was like, oh
it.
shit, that can't be taken a certain type of way.
Especially because, you know what I mean, you're unabashed Nas fan. Let Nas Down's a big record, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm also an unabashed Jay-Z fan. Literally, I say, now signing my hero, one of the, like, people hear that like I'm throwing a shot when really I'm saying a line like this. Now signing my hero, one of the so-called kings of this rap thing that I swear to you, sir. That's the line where it's like I'm a young, just like Kobe trying to take MJ spot or something. Like trying to go at MJ.
Exactly what I said.
You could talk about and say something about.
That's no lie. That ain't no damn lie.
Of course, it's just me
Who said that? And here it goes. Nah, that part, I don't think that's a lie at all.
A kid at that time.
That's the way I took it when I heard it.
In the shoes of me as a teenager or whatever. That's me saying like, yo, one day I'm gonna get there. One day I'm gonna surpass you. And not just him. I was looking at everybody like that. You know what I mean? Like, so, but that line, particular, that phrase, so-called, I didn't mean it no type of way, but when people said it, I'm like, I see what y'all saying, but that was not the intention.
Well,
I feel you.
Have y'all spoken since? Like y'all stopped a decent
we ain't spoke since then, but that wouldn't be the reason why we not speaking. You know what I mean? I doubt he would feel a way about that.
I was about to ask if you got tickets to the Yankee show because it's crazy, right?
You know, I'm hot because I'm actually hot because it's on the first day of my tour.
Yeah.
Damn.
See, that's how you got beef, son.
Bro, I'm sad. Like I'm gonna go to the Roots joint because like I can't miss that. You know what I mean? But I'm sad. Those is my two favorite J albums.
That's a fact.
Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint. Of course, he got many fire albums, but them two specifically.
I was just listening to 22 Twos the other day.
Proximity to some of the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? A lot of the concept of the fall off is seeing their trajectories and all that type of stuff. But what did being around that level of greatness, especially during your feature run, when you was just going around just hopping on people's songs,
so it wasn't a diss, guys, just so y'all know.
Being around different types of skill level and greatness sort of shape and teach you about your own craft and making this album?
What on deck?
The first part of the question.
So the first part I want to say is, earlier in the show, I said the fall off, you talked about.
What wasn't a diss? The so-called kings of this rap things, I swear to usurp, was not a diss. Confirmed by Cole.
Oh, this is how people get complacent. This is how folks, feel like they're all.
Carnage.
But you've had proximity to greatness. You mentioned Jay. We mentioned Nas. Damn, big three, obviously. Yay, everybody. Anybody who's been anybody, you've been around. And then there was a period before the fall off where you were just hopping on records, doing feature burgers, new dudes, old dudes, whoever. How did that process altogether of collaboration sort of shape your last project?
I think the feature run out of all of that, because even the proximity you're talking about, it's like I don't have a creative proximity with those greats that you're talking about.
Right.
I just have a fan proximity. I'm just a fan that got to get close at times. You know what I mean? But it's like if I never would have met Jay or Nas, they still would have fed. If my proximity was only that of a fan, they still would have fed my skill and my hunger, you know what I mean? And like they would be the reason why I am where I am, or I got to wherever I got. Even if I didn't sign to Jay,
right, he
would be the reason why I made it to where I made it, because he gave me so much without knowing he gave me so much in terms of, first of all, ambition. Jay fed a lot of our ambition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Showing us what's possible, showing us like, he just embodied like you can do it, I did it, mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But beyond that, then you have a skill level and a craft level that I get from all of them. But to answer your question, the feature run did a lot for me actually being able to accomplish what I accomplished on the fall off, because it's like the feature run tested me. Basically, the start of the feature run was me saying like, yo, let me just say yes to any time a feature come.
Right.
That was my challenge to myself. One of my ways to try to get better, I was like, yo, when a feature come, yo, just
smoke that shit.
Cause my back in the days,
going platinum with no features.
my damn near my instant reaction to a feature coming through, especially if I don't know the artist, I'm just like, I just really don't have an interest. We don't got no relationship. I was kind of like closed off. But a couple features started coming through the pipeline, and I'm like, yo, let me just say yes. Like, let me just challenge myself to say yes. To
Dreamer,
everything
running the
door.
game. I
No
think that
matter
the
who it
train
is,
is.
damn near. And that shit, like, it challenged me
That might
to
be one of
work
the
with different types
craziest
of artists,
feature
get on
verses.
different types of beats.
Is the London.
1 minute I got to rap with Royce the 5'9". You know what I mean? Next minute I got to rap with 21 Savage. Next minute I got to rap with Lil Durk. Next minute I got to rap. It's like it challenged me to I don't know.
And that's
to be
how
more
we got
versatile.
grippy.
I
Shout
pride
out
myself on
Gonzo.
versatility anyways, but
You
it's
right,
sharpened my
bro.
versatility. Where it's like, yo, I gotta go
You're right.
show
You
up
just
in many
accepted it.
different arenas. It's like a track athlete. I gotta go do mad events. I gotta go do the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, the skills challenge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was like that for me.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
So why don't more artists have that mentality? Right? Because on the flip side of that coin, there's a lot of artists who do not like to do those features like that, who's not willing to allow themselves to jump out there like that because of the pushback that they may get from those features, right?
Like the purists, like if I work with such and such, it's gonna look lame or it's gonna look a certain type
it's just
of way.
like, I don't, some people just be so, like you just sat there and said, I had to look at myself and challenge myself to say yes to just features that's coming, and I've been so closed off from that. Not because you're not ready to, your penmanship ain't tight. It's because you just ain't, you're not feeling the person. Most artists is turning those features down because they feel personally that they not really ready for that feature. You get what I'm saying?
The
so
other
they don't,
person not ready.
The other person,
right.
like you not, the other artist is
go.
not ready for that feature.
No, you're right. I think it's a brand thing. It's like,
ooh, that word.
You know what I mean? It's like a brand thing. Like consciously a brand. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it quiet and mysterious, and I can't just be. You know what I mean? And I get it. I don't
too available.
Yeah, I don't want to just be too accessible, and I understand that because that was probably me back in the days too. Like I don't know, but to me, what I get out of also community. Like
I was just about to say that's one thing that I think is when you link up with all of these with different artists like that, a lot of the times, a lot of the artists don't have the ability to match your skill. So you're automatically gonna come through and smoke them on whatever they're doing. But when it comes to doing those features, I think it does kind of build a sense of community. Not saying that there needs to be one because we don't need to have everybody loving each other. That's not what I'm saying. But I definitely think what he did with, say, like Dirk or something like that, I thought that was cool. When it becomes y'all doing it's the mandatory customary feature on your album, that's when it then went crazy. It's over with. But then that's also how you get grippy.
Link with an artist, you know what I mean? It's just like, nah, fuck with him. Like now we connected. We had a great conversation. Randomly, we talking about random shit. Just this hour conversation. Now I feel like I done downloaded your story. You know what I mean? That's what happened with Savage, 21 Savage. Like first time we talked was probably at like Made in America. Jay, I think maybe Jay was performing or something. But backstage at Made in America, we talked. And it's just like, I'm gonna fuck with this dude. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't even know what to expect. Not that I expected anything, but I fuck with what I got. You know what I mean? And then he ended up sending me a song. The song he sent me was more like some shit that I think he thought
you would like.
I would like. Instead of like, and I'm like, sometimes it's the hard part too, telling the artist like,
nah. Cause
I'm gonna be 100 with you. Like, yo, I don't think this the one for us. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I think there's a better song for us. You know what I mean? I told that to 21, I feel like low key, he probably was like, this nigga trying to play me. You know what I mean? He didn't say this. He probably was like, all right, cool, no doubt. But he never sent me another joint.
Yeah.
So I think low key, he probably thought that was my way of trying to flee him or something.
So how do we get
really, it wasn't. I was genuinely like, there's some shit they gonna expect me to be on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to do the shit that they don't expect me to be. I want to come to your world and show up as me. How do I look in your world? I don't want you to send me the joint that you think is in my world. I want to come to your world, and that's the real test for me. I know I can do what you already think I can do.
It's like sending over tight beats.
I'm doing it. You know what I mean? That's why you came to me for that. But I'd rather go to your thing. So I ended up actually going to the studio with 21 when he was finishing his album. Randomly, like,
Jay's got a lot.
And that's how the A Lot joint came to be. But I don't even remember the original question, but shit.
Okay, but now I got another question.
Okay.
How many features
you turned down
didn't work because of that energy? You was
not
like,
the right song.
It's not about you not stretching yourself. It's about you being like, that's just not the one?
Not many, because I usually figured it out with the person. Like when it was like an initial like, y'all don't think that's the one?
Send me something else.
We usually ended up finding the one. There's a few people that come to my mind where I'm like, fuck, like I ain't get to do that with such and such. And such. There are a few.
Okay.
But the overwhelming majority, we figured it out. You know what I mean? And I will say the Dirk joint is a joint where I actually was telling him like, yo, I don't think that's the one. Because it was so positive that once again, I'm like, yo, they expect me.
Already think I'm this uber positive nigga.
Yeah, like, yo.
You got the kids on the court.
Hey, look. But Dirk had an agenda too. Dirk had an agenda. That nigga needed to look away too. I feel like he knew what was down the pipeline. He's like, yo, we got to put this All My Life joint out, bro.
But he actually convinced me. He was so sure. Like usually if I tell somebody that, they'll be like, all right, cool. We'll find another one or something. He was like, bro, trust me.
100 likes. Hit that like button if you guys haven't done it. We got almost 300 million people watching,
like,
man.
Right,
hit that like button if you guys don't mind.
And that's how that happened. He actually pushed back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but
And that's one of the bigger features that I run too, man. It's how I play it every day for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Man,
That's like Annie, man.
Right.
That's this Annie. This generation.
You say what?
That's this
Like-
generation Annie.
Nah, for sure.
I got to talk about the Big Three conversation.
Okay.
I watched your conversation with Cam earlier today.
You didn't watch the conversation with Cam. Unfortunately, you watched
I
clips.
watched clips of
Which-
the conversation.
Oh, okay, I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say.
man, shout out to Cam, like, but man, just drop the whole thing.
See, look, bro. He thought the same thing. Nigga, they dropped all the clips. We got all of the smoke in the clips. You know what I'm saying? We seen everything in the clips. The whole interview.
Because the
Drop
joint
whole
don't come out
interview.
till like tomorrow night, I think.
Okay.
On TV, and then
Okay.
they put it out on YouTube the next day.
Gotcha.
But in my mind, I'm like, bruh, just because even the clips, I seen
No
the clip.
context in it?
Bro, first of all, there's no context in the clip,
Yeah.
and they're clipping the clip. They're editing the clip.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, in my mind, I'm just like, no, you didn't see. You
Yeah.
saw
A
clip
version.
where they did
Yeah.
edit it.
Well, there's
You know what I
one
mean?
clip
But go
where
ahead.
we talk about, you spoke to Drake and Kendrick since the whole thing has went down. And there's definitely a few lines, few songs, few things I just want to get your perspective on because, again, we haven't seen the full video yet. But there's a line that Kendrick said, during, I want to say during Not Like Us when he said, did Cole foul? I don't know why you pretending.
Oh.
And I never really understood what that meant.
The tax deadline is
Oh,
approaching.
no. Now pause.
We all know how
Don't pause. Let's go forward.
Life. That's Xfinity Mobile. Staying connected
All right,
at
come
all
on, man.
times, wherever you go.
I honestly don't know either. Like,
Okay.
I can't tell you.
Okay.
I don't know. You know what I mean? But shit. I couldn't tell you. If I could tell you, I would tell you.
The relationship has definitely had to shift, had to be different than it was, 10 years
Did
ago.
Cole
couple years ago
foul? I
now.
don't know why you
Some of
still
the relationship?
pretending.
Yeah, with
On my
Drake
side,
and
no.
Kendrick.
I actually don't know.
Really?
Like, on my side, absolutely not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel the same way. But I can't, a relationship is two ways. So I actually couldn't sit here and tell you, like, I don't know how they feel about me. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
I can genuinely tell you that. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
all
But
right.
for me,
So
it's
we
the
don't
same.
know.
So if there was a olive branch to be reached between all three, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you be the
All
one
three?
to sort of, yeah.
Like all ways of the three?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel
Oh,
like
I
any
would love
connective
that,
tissue
but-
between the two.
Oh, I would love
you
that,
know?
but I don't.
I don't know if Drake and Kendrick ever
That's
find
what
their
I'm
way,
saying.
but
Like,
you know what I'm saying? You seem like the person who's kind of like Switzerland in this situation.
oh yeah, I mean, I would love
Mhm.
that. You know what I mean? But I don't.
You
I
don't
know
foresee
how-
it?
Maybe in time.
Yeah.
Y'all
Or something,
believe?
you know what I mean? Not
Wait.
speaking for myself.
Do y'all believe that he has no idea? Do y'all believe in the comments right now that he has no idea what Kendrick was saying when he said, did Cole foul? I don't know why you still pretending.
I'm just
Right.
putting myself in their shoes, just like I don't know.
That's
I mean,
that's asking a lot.
I don't know. And
I don't
maybe they,
believe it
you know,
either. I'm
I
just
don't
being
know.
true.
I mean, listen, we've
I don't believe
lived
he
through
don't
a lot
know.
of great rap beefs over the years, and almost all of them we've eventually saw some sort of reconciliation, some sort of something where they're together.
I
You've
don't
seen with
believe
Jam
he
Rock,
don't know.
I would love
you've seen
it,
with
bro. I
Jeezy
would
and
love
Gucci,
it.
You've seen with a lot of people, and you'd love to see it, but again,
Yeah, I would love to see it. It would be a beautiful day.
mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? For hip hop,
mm-hmm.
and I think if for the world, if we got to see that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think, but I don't. If I had to put money on it,
Don't see it.
not no time soon.
Yeah.
maybe not at a time when we all like
active.
That shit'll heal the world right now.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? Like that shit'll do a lot right now. Like
honestly, I think it'll
5
piss some
years from
people
now,
off.
I don't know if it's. We gonna love to see it at any time,
Of course.
but right now it's like, yo,
Because every combination of y'all three made incredible music together.
I think it'll piss
matter
people
when
off.
it was, you know?
not for sure. I mean, yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cole is in Fayetteville, man. That's basically what he said, man. I'm in the Civic. Man.
Like, it's nothing I can really give you on that.
I'm in the Civic, man.
I can,
Even in addition to that, man, just because it's a conversation that, you know, everybody has taught to death for the past 2 years. And, you know, people just pick up breadcrumbs.
At least he
throughout
asking the
lyrics and
question
throughout
though. Like I
songs,
respect
you know?
him asking the
Just
question.
The relationship between the three. I think on Evil Ways, he says something like, you know, Drake is in his devil state or something.
No, I didn't say devil. I said, I don't know the line. Something demon phase.
Demon phase.
Right,
That's
right,
what it
right,
was.
right.
My fault. He says demon phase. You understand and all that type of
Right.
stuff. And it's like, you know, all three of y'all, man. I don't think there's an era of music in the past 2 decades without the three of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And now, post beef, post Not Like Us, post all this type of stuff, the dust is sort of settled, you know, and you still don't really see if there's a way that they'll find themselves together. But Ja Rule was on the show a few months ago, and we talked about it, and he was just like, you know, he doesn't think beef is really good for hip hop. He said, like, if we sort of take ourselves away from it and just look at everything that sort of happened since then,
Why is
like, I don't think it's a net positive.
why is everybody trying to have this like no beef in hip hop, no battling in hip hop? It's like all the niggas who have Ja really caught the shit end of the stick of that one. So I could he really caught the shit end of the stick of that one. But that's a part of hip hop. That's like one of the main reasons people are as invested in hip hop is how does our champion defend against other champions? It's like what's the medieval times, right? Everybody goes and everybody has a champion that they want to root for. If he loses, it's cool. Just get back up and get back to making good music or doing what you do well. I don't know why everybody's trying to get rid of the main reasons we here for hip hop.
Your thoughts, just as far as like everything.
I feel.
That's what I'm saying. Of course, Ja would feel that way.
I feel unqualified to even.
Oh, stop it!
No, I'm not.
You're very
I'm not playing with
qualified.
you. Nah,
Yeah.
because it's like, yo, but you talking about the person that in the whole situation apologized. That's my what's gonna go down is my participation in that event.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
If I had my shoes on the other feet of somebody else, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear my opinion on whether I think beef is good or bad for hip hop. It's like, bro, it's like, it don't matter.
It's honestly, the same response he gave Cam, to be honest.
Who gives a fuck? Actually, you know what I mean. If we really want to keep it real,
Okay.
But definitely, who gives a fuck about my opinion? That's how I feel. It's like I would feel crazy to even sit up here and go, "Yeah, I think it's great for the culture." Boom, boom, nigga, you apologize. Right. And I would feel crazy to sit up here and go, "Nah, I think it's a net negative for the culture." Nigga, you apologize. Like, it's. I'm not interested in hearing. I'm not interested in giving that to the world.
But see, that's also one of the reasons why I said what I said. There's nothing you can say that is going to make it right. So that's why I'm even talking about the interviews in general. When we talk about the topics, there's certain things that it's like interviewers can't even really ask you because I don't think that that's a bad response to say, I have no place to talk about it, bro. They're going to cook me if I say yeah. They're going to cook me if I say no. They're going to cook me if I say I shouldn't say anything. Either way, I'm getting cooked. So I don't, it's tough.
I doubt they interested in hearing it. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, I can.
Well, why
I can
say
respect
anything?
that.
Such a good answer.
I can respect that. I mean, listen,
one of the
I
reasons
feel
why I
like
say I don't know
as
if
a
these
fan of
interviews
yours,
even a good thing.
I think even when it first happened and when you backed out and people were seeing all the crazy stuff being said about each other, a lot of people respected your foresight to just be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall back from this. This doesn't seem like it sits right with my spirit. And even, you know, I saw, you talk on the Deska as well, and you mentioned sort of like the process you went through with your wife and everybody before that apology took place, man. And
they are asking
just
better questions. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit. I think people do want to kind of hear where you stand off, and because you had that foresight.
What's this
to be
guy's
like,
name?
this doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah,
Even if
but that's
it's
all I can speak
good, bad, or
on. I
different.
can only speak on how I felt at the time. And it wasn't foresight in the sense of like I knew anything that was happening. I just knew how I felt. It wasn't foresight. It was hindsight, if anything.
Okay.
It was like, oh God, I can just feel how I feel.
That is a
on my heart
comparison
and on
they're
my
making.
spirit. So it's like, there was no magic ball that I knew. I had no clue how that shit was gonna go. Like, to tell you the truth, I actually feel like how I probably thought it would go was a little more regular than even how it went. It outdid anything I could have imagined. You know what I mean? In terms of like how tense that shit got and how entertaining it got to the world. You know what I mean? It's like I couldn't have foresaw none of that shit. Like I just knew how I felt. So that's all I could speak to.
Got you.
Even me earlier speaking to them, whether they get back together or whatever, where they quit, I can't speak to that. Like even me saying I don't think so, it's like that. Even that's silly. It's like, what the fuck do I know?
Right, what do you
All
know?
I can
Right.
tell you is how I feel or how I felt and why I did what I did or why I do what I do. I can't speak. And yes, you're right. Does the world probably want to hear that? Maybe. You know what I mean? But I don't want to give it. And all it's going to do is feed the algorithm scavengers that fucking whole existence is predicated off of going through this interview where we saying a lot of real shit and just looking for the thing that's going, that they audience that don't give a fuck about none of us on these couches can grab and have a conversation about.
put it
There
up.
you
track
go.
it.
So it's like, I'm not giving y'all that. Fuck out of here.
That's
Like,
big. That's
I love that.
I got a different perspective. I said this
foresight
earlier.
again, though.
You know what I mean? Like I said this earlier, like
Yeah.
in another episode when that shit was going on, and it was like the apology, right? And he's stamping what I felt at that time because it's like, yo, I'm not my part. I'm manning up to my part of what I did. I'm taking ownership as a man. I'm taking ownership as somebody who was trying to. I got other shit in my life that's going on. I got family. I got shit that's going on that I ain't really. He said he didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that shit was gonna play out the way it played out. So you know what? I'm gonna bow out gracefully. I'm leaving out of here because that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. So because I'm a man and going through this journey, I'm gonna say, yo, I apologize for any part that I played in the bullshit that's going on. For me, that's honorable. Like however way some people take this shit is very honorable to just in the heat of the battle like that. Now the competition part of it is like, nah, Cole shouldn't have fucking apologized.
Right.
Cole, we want to hear Cole
That's
shoot
my
some shots. Boom,
my
boom.
point
You can't
exactly.
shoot and then take the bullet back. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That was the image at the message at that point in time. The responses that was coming back.
Right.
But when you get through the weeds and all of that shit, I'm my own man at the end of the day.
100%.
If I can stand on what I stand on, if I can see my vision, which I ain't see the 10-year vision for the fall off, but if I know my vision and I know my journey, I'm here to get better. I ain't here to bring the bullshit. I'm alleviate myself out of this. That takes more power and more vulnerability.
While all the grown men taking Cole's
to
side.
make that decision in the heat of what the fuck was going on.
There's
And be ready
no
to
one
take
taking
accountability.
Cole's side.
And be ready to
There's
stand
actually
on
way
it.
more
Right.
people.
The other part,
There's way more people going that are not on Cole's side. I think as a man, you could understand parts of it. You could understand as a man, I speak for myself, and I can say, I apologize for my part. Anything else is up to them. For the competitor side, I could say, bro, you shouldn't have shot the shot and then took it back competitively. But as a man, I understand that part. I don't see that's taking any sides. I think that's just speaking.
Of it though too is like you
your own
said it.
perspective.
You didn't realize how entertaining it would be, right? Like for all of us that consume, it's an entertaining, but there's a real
Exactly.
person, a real artist.
There
You know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? Like that
when
is
I say entertaining,
that's-
entertaining to the world.
to the world.
Yeah,
Correct.
for sure.
I know exactly what you meant when you said that. But there's a real person going through this.
Yeah.
And I think when I think of your body work, and I'm gonna tell you this, Cole, I don't do a whole lot of new folks. You one of my artists that I will turn on the new stuff. I don't turn on new stuff too often. But when you drop something, I would check it out. And just listening to you on this couch today, like the body of work makes so much sense because it feels like you have taken us on a journey with you in each of these chapters of your life. Like I feel like I can still, like I can't listen to all these little young dudes. I just can't. But if you drop something, like we've grown up together, right? Like it is a story, and to make that decision in that moment was mature.
Absolutely.
That shows growth, right? So I remember when that happened, and I was like, "What are y'all talking about? Like that's totally the move."
I appreciate it, and what I will say to that too is like, I appreciate the words that y'all saying. Thank you, but I also feel a little conflict because like, yo, there's no part of me that did it. Y'all could be up here like, Cole, I was disappointed in you, and boom, boom. And I'd be like, man, I respect that. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? It wouldn't affect me. I'm not looking for affirmation. I don't want no affirmation or praise. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that have said that to me. Oh, Cole, I respect what you did, and I do appreciate it. But just know, like, there's no part of me that want like a pat on the back for that. It's cool because all I did, and I did Cam interview. You've seen clips, but you ain't
just
seen
the clips.
Me and Cam go all the way. Like, he asked me, and I gave him everything. You know, I have a hard time not being honest. Like if you ask me a question, I'm damn near a dangerous interview because it's like, I feel like I got to answer that shit with what's in my heart.
Niggas is not going to like that.
You know what I mean? Right. So I don't want to say the exact same things that I said on Cam on here because it's there. But when by the time this come out, people would have already seen that. But what I will say, just for perspective of you, because you ain't seen the Cam interview, you know what I mean? And for all of y'all, it's like, yo, I didn't just do that because it was like sitting wrong in my spirit. It didn't feel right. I did that because I was genuinely wrong.
Absolutely.
And this is why I was wrong.
Okay.
I didn't just do it because like, man, y'all, this don't feel right. No, I was in the wrong. And this is why I was in the wrong. One, I was in the wrong because I misrepresented myself and how I feel about this person to the world. Period, point blank. That's the first wrong. But the wrong that supersedes that is the reason why I did the wrong. The reason why I did the wrong was the wrongest wrong of all. I did that wrong, misrepresented myself, boom, 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 because I was afraid that if I didn't come out and do something, at least say something, like at least try to make it seem like I'm doing this, then this thing that I've been working on for 8 years at the time, this album that I've been working on and was done at that time, will come out and they not gonna let me put it out.
Yeah, man, we heard that. We heard that too. I still think I still stand on it was a battle. There was nothing there was no real ill will there. You still had that open line of it's a friendly fade. Drake and Kendrick didn't have the friendly fade line. I don't believe he's lying about saying like I genuinely felt bad. I don't think he's lying about that. Maybe the people don't like to hear that he's saying he felt bad, but I don't think he's lying about I felt bad. I think he genuinely felt like, bro, I shouldn't have did that. I misrepresented how I felt. I don't really dislike his work, and I definitely know he has classics. I let people hype me up. I think he's being genuinely honest about that. I think it's just you can absolutely not like that. I don't like it. I don't like that you let somebody hype you up and jump out the window. I don't like that the diss that you decided to make was Kendrick ain't got no classics. Your first shit was, you know what I'm saying? They your last one was tragic and they get whatever. I don't like all of that because that's not true. Let's just talk about how much better of a rapper you believe you are than him. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case. But I don't think he's lying. I just don't think that people are going, I don't think that they care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They gonna say, nope, we don't want to hear it. Nah, nigga, you still ain't addressed. Dude, we don't want to hear that shit. So my fear of fucking up the public reception of this thing that I've been working so hard on, like looking back, I give myself a little grace. Like I understand why I had the fear. I've been working on it for mad long, and I was also tired and exhausted. And my thought was, oh no, this shit that I've been doing that I'm so proud of, if I put this out without saying something, I did it for nothing, damn near. Right. It's a bad, and that's a bad thought. That's a wrong thought. Because the true clear thought in that moment is, man, who gives a fuck? Like, this shit ain't about that. It's about this. The clear thought would have been, man, whatever they got going on, even if I was more directly involved in that,
you know what I want to hear him explain? You know what I want to hear him explain? I want to hear him explain, I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog. I would have lost the bro. Because even then, I think I personally think that bar sometimes is misinterpreted in the same way as the Jay-Z bar is misinterpreted. Like I just think it is. But I would have loved to hear him explain. I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog. I would have lost the bro. I want to hear that.
Fuck J. Cole, boom, boom, boom. Even if that was the case, a clear version of me would have been like, man, let him have that. And he didn't do nothing close to that. And I still let the fear of what the perception would be on this album dictate my next move, which was a dumb move. Because now you gotta stand behind this.
Yeah.
Forever, nigga. You gotta stand by. You gotta go pretend like this really represents you.
Right.
Unless, and I wasn't thinking this until an hour before I went on stage. Unless you now come and correct how you feel to the same world that you misrepresented yourself, and to him as well. You know what I mean? Let me let y'all know exactly who I am.
Okay.
Because I fucked up. You know what I mean? I fucked up and folded under pressure. And there's a lot even more into the story where I could tell you the week leading up to that song coming out, and like the conversations that was had and the back and forth I had internally, and ultimately fear won. You know what I mean? That's all I can really tell you in a nutshell. The fear won that day. Yeah. But it didn't win 2 days later. You know what I mean? Like the real me won. And then to your point, I got to take everything that come with it. And guess what?
The competitiveness.
That's what I'm getting.
I'm hearing the competitiveness
won at the time.
Got you to that point of I gotta say something. Because
and that's the thing. I don't think people see it like that either. I don't think people see it. I don't think people see it like the competitiveness, and like, because he talked about that earlier and what it's like to be a competitor. I think the angle was all wrong, bro. I think you could have had the competitiveness and chose a different angle if you didn't really feel how you felt about Kendrick's work. Because I really think I have to go back and I got to listen to it again. But I really think like him just talking about just discrediting Kendrick's work is like, come on, bro. If you're going to attack him anyway, that's not the way to do it. But I think that I do think the competitiveness is what really pushed him to act erratically, like almost irrationally. So, and I don't know, man. I also think it's like the first time you really get tested. I still have my own personal feelings about it too, because I'm like, bro, all I wanted to do was see a battle, dog. Like, that's it. You like, you one of my favorite artists of all time. I just wanted to see the battle. You feel me? Like, it didn't have to be that deep, and everybody knows that.
Where you can hear it.
Everybody knows
competitively.
That. Finally caught a live. What up, K.A.?
Want to sharpen my pen too, and like I have to say something back. I have to respond some way somehow.
No, I can't say it was competitive. Competitively is different though. Yeah. Competitive is like, I wish I could tell you it was competitive.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Competitive is another, like, yo,
and you would think with that hoodie,
what the fuck I've been doing for the past 10 years. That's me competitive.
Big ass hood.
Me sharpening my pen, me popping up on this song, that song, my own songs, and doing what I do. That's competitive to me.
Right.
Like, I wish I could tell you that competitiveness made me do that, put out that song. That wasn't competitive, nigga. That was straight fear. That was a bozo move. Like, because actually
he combats what they're saying now.
As I'm doing that song and as I'm recording that song and I'm putting it out, man, this is just enough to look like I did something. And that's my man. Like, he gonna probably give me 1 or 2 lines. He might give me a little verse, boom, boom. And I was willing to just take that. I just wanted to get past this moment so I could get to the album.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's not competitive. That's far from competitive, nigga. That's. I wish I could tell you it was competitiveness. I'll be a little more proud, you know what I mean, if that was competitiveness. But that wouldn't look like that.
Would you have decided differently if the order was reversed? Like if the album was out and then all this happened, would you let your competitive spirit?
That's a good question.
Over? Or the album was that important to get out first?
It depends though, because like,
that's a good question.
It's also weird because I know how I feel about this man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and I know how he feel about me. At least, through our communications and our dealings, it's like, damn, like, I know how we feel about each other. So I know it's not actually a problem there.
For sure.
So what does competitiveness look like when you ain't got a problem with somebody? Mm-hmm. But then you also, at the same time, are lumped in with somebody that you might actually have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, bro. I've been on the court with niggas like, nigga, you can't, nigga. Watch. Bow. Got your ass. Go home, nigga. Go home. I don't hate him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hate him. Or like, y'all remember slap boxing? You slap a nigga and y'all get up and be good. Like, we just, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just competing. Or wrestling and y'all, you know what I'm saying? Hey, tap out. Come on, bro. Like, what? Like, that's just kind of like the way shit go.
And I'm not lumped in because you necessarily said, fuck me. But that's a great area in itself. So to your point, you're basically asking like, if the fall off was out, and then that happened, would my competitiveness had like kicked in, or would I have been more willing to like quote unquote compete.
Right.
Well, then it depends on what you call competition. Cause it's like, yo, would I have been willing to take it where they took it?
Yeah.
With him or him? Absolutely not. Like, if that's competitiveness, I for sure would have lost.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have been willing to take it there. And if I was willing to take it there, it only would have been because I was worried about what the world gonna say. So then even if I did take it there and somehow demolish or boom, 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 I still lost.
The fear.
Because and my heart would be feeling like, nigga, you did that so that people would say that you better. You know what I mean? Like that's so it depends on what you define as competitive.
So in all this, what's your personal compass? What it feels like on your spirit?
100%, my heart.
Period.
Yeah. And I'm either clear enough to listen and be in tune with what's on my heart and to go with that, or I'm in a place where I'm not present enough. Shit is cloudy. I'm stressed. I'm living in more fear than usual, and I can't tap in with what my heart is actually saying or what my spirit is actually saying. And in that confusion, you liable to do some fugazi
Basically.
shit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, so
that's a good one, Carney.
my compass is this. Like, yo, how does that feel? And guess what? Emotions are like valid. Like fear is valid, anger is valid. All of these are valid things. But to move off of them and then make a decision off of them, that's when it's like, oh, okay. You enter a territory where you go from feeling like the victim to actually being in the wrong. You know what I mean? Like, even if the world don't say it, you know in your heart, you ain't have to take it like that. And you have to take it to that level. Not speaking about for myself. I'm just talking about on an everyday level. People justify the fuck shit they do to somebody else because that person did something to them first. You know what I mean? It's like, and they ain't always gonna be, and I'm not no different, but it's like, it's always gonna be like, yeah, but they boom, boom, boom. So you justify it in your mind, but it's like, yo,
now you acting out.
What would Jesus do? You know what I mean? What would God do? What would what's the actual way to move? You know what I mean? Like, so not saying we all perfect because we far from it. We all just trying to figure this thing out. But I be trying to move on some like, yo, what's the real version of me? How would the real version of me that's connected to God, that's forever, and how would he move? Not the version of me that's trapped in my ego right now and I'm like a little boom boom. How would the real version of me look move?
How many booms?
So do you think
have a moral compass, motherfucker? That's what
right.
I mean, just listening to those records though, I feel like there was so many songs where you're just like, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Here we go.
Just listening
Good questions,
as a fan,
bro.
It almost just felt like this was gonna be friendly competition between three of the best of an era that we've never seen before. And then it just went super left. Like, there was so many songs where you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's not Big Three, it's just Big Me. It's not, you know, I'm the best no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? And it felt like that for a while. And then when it took that left turn, you know, it just felt like something that just wasn't comfortable to you or wasn't comfortable to anybody who was a fan of you.
Well, first of all, my apology came before it took that turn. Let's remember that.
Right.
Like,
and there's also the conspiracies or the theories that, like, you know, people gave you the heads up. I don't know how true it is, but like,
it's not true.
Like,
it's a straight lies. I wish we could do a whole season of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn and just go debunk every lie that was every lie. I'm so glad you said that.
There was the rumor that Drake was supposed to be at Dreamville Fest.
That actually is true. He was supposed to be at Dreamville Fest.
Like,
that was planned. He was coming. He didn't come.
Okay.
Thank God he didn't come. No disrespect to Drake. I love Drake. But like, had he come, I would have felt more pressure to be on stage representing that energy. Yeah. Way before Kendrick's song dropped, he was supposed to come.
But still,
I was trying to get Kendrick to come too. Like, that was my plan for Dreamville Fest that year. Mind you, I never got a chance to like. It's crazy because like, you know, around the time I was going to hit Kendrick, like, yo, you want to come through and make this moment? Boom, boom, boom. I told Drake. Drake knew that it was something I wanted to happen. When we was on tour, I'm like, yo, it'd be crazy if both of y'all came out at Dreamville Fest, boom, boom. It's silly now to say, you know what I mean? It's like, nah, nigga. There were other plans in the works. But so,
because y'all all supposed to be on first person shooter together, right?
No.
Was
not that we were all supposed to. No. So it's, I hate that with so many lies, you're actually
bro, see, that's the thing. That's another lie.
With so many lies, you're actually saying things that are like half truths.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, Drake's supposed to be coming to Dreamville Fest. Yes, half truth.
Okay.
He was always gonna be coming to Dreamville Fest. From when we was on tour together.
Right.
He had always like agreed to do that. Yeah. It was only this situation that made him like, and he actually told me, he was like, and I appreciate him for doing this. He's like, yo, bro, it was after he didn't show up, but he was like, yo, bro, I didn't want to put you in a situation because he could tell when me and him talked, he could tell my heart wasn't maybe equivalent to his. So he was like, yo, I didn't want to come down there and put you in a situation on that stage and say some shit that you would have to stand behind. You know what I mean? Ultimately, that's why he told me he ain't show up. So, and I'm like, thank you. Thank God that you didn't, because it left the space for me to receive what I was supposed to do. You know what I mean? But that's one thing you said that was like a half truth. You just said another half truth, which was, what was the other half?
This was
they supposed to be on the song together.
All be on a first person shooter together.
Oh, so I'm not gonna say we were all supposed to be. How
Yeah,
it
this
came
the
to me
best one
was
so far.
before that beat ever made it to me. I think Kendrick wanted that. I mean, I think Drake wanted that to be a him and Dot song.
Okay.
Like I think that's what it was, and I think my interpretation is like maybe when it wasn't moving fast enough or he wasn't getting the response he wanted, maybe he was like, let me hit Cole, because I think Boy Wonder was pushing like, bro, you need to hit Cole, boom, boom, mind you. So I never looked at that song like it was gonna be all of us. I thought it was me and Drake, and I just had the beat.
Okay.
There was nothing on it. I just had, and I felt mad pressure because I wanted to come through for him. You know what I mean? I felt like he showed up at Dreamville Fest the year before that. You know what I mean? I wanted to come through for him. I had to write that verse several times. You know what I mean? So that's a half truth kind of. But there's no part of us making that song where it's like, yo, Kendrick was supposed to be on here. Nah, I just got a beat for Drake. I want to come through for him on his album. The clock was running, you know what I mean, and winding down. Boom, and I came through. But you said something in the beginning. Damn, I want to remember.
There was somebody. I think
No,
it
you
was
said something about
Schoolboy
me
Q.
saying you said something about
Getting a heads
no,
up.
Schoolboy Q. That's a complete lie.
Okay.
Ask Schoolboy Q. That's just like internet. Like, yo, that's a straight lie. And there's many of those.
Gotcha.
Many half truths.
I was just about to say. Well, he basically just said before he was on the song. I'm just repeating what he said. Before he was supposed to be on the song, Drake had an idea of him and Dot doing a record. So is that when Dot said something along the lines of, it's crazy that you sent over that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. Okay, so that's him sending over the first person shooter feature. He says no. He then calls Cole and says, all right, let's do the song. He basically denied the song. I'm making this up as I'm going. He denied the song. Cole, come do the song. Cole gets on the song and says, I love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? We the big three, like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. So that's the whole reference here, right? So Turn Your Tone to a Funeral is directed at Dot. Confirm. Turn Your Tone to. I got to listen to it again, bro. I got to listen to it again.
Straight lies.
I got to listen to it
Schoolboy
again.
Q shit is a straight lie. Like, of course,
Yeah, maybe that was the concept.
He's not gonna come out and just say it on his own, but it's like when you get a chance, ask him. It's a straight up lie. But you said something at the beginning how like on songs like how I say I'm the best on songs. It's like, ask me in real life, do I think I'm the best rapper alive?
Do you think you're the best rapper alive?
Bro, it's a nigga named Black Thought that exists. It's a nigga named Lupe Fiasco that exists. It's niggas that on any given day, even my peers, a Drake or a Kendrick, where it's like, yo, I know on any given day I can show up to the studio and give these niggas 80. But I know they can show up on any day in the studio and give me 80. And I might only have 30. Like, so if I'm taking on a rap persona, like when I'm rapping, of course, that's what I like to, that's how I like to rap. And guess what? Sometimes I hit the mark and I say shit and I spit a verse that really might have you believe in that shit. But if you ask me in real life, do I walk around like I'm the best rapper alive? No, nigga. Like I'm the best ever? No. But when I put on that motherfucking cape, like that's how I try to attack shit. And have there been things and moments and verses where I'm writing this shit and I'm like, I know niggas not fucking with this. Absolutely. But in reality, do I walk around this earth like there's no nigga better than me in real life? Like I can't get in the studio with Black Thought and he just give me 90. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there like, I got 25 for you. You know what I mean? Or any one of these amazing rappers. But I think people hear me say it because they don't know me for real.
Right.
They hear me say it in a verse so much when I have on the cape.
It sounds convincing like a motherfucker.
It sounds convincing because I'm really doing that shit that's gonna have a nigga like, man, nigga. No, you think when you hear it, nigga. You just scared that people actually believe that.
Yeah.
But the truth is, nigga, have I done things that are on that caliber? Absolutely. Like, are there people that'll get in there and smack me? Absolutely. Can I get in that same studio on another given day and smack them around? Absolutely. It's no different than basketball. How many times you done gave a nigga 50 or 40 and then turn around and he done gave you 50 or 40? Like, it's no different. You know what I mean? So like, I think people think that I like walk.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit kind of bothered me a lot. That bothered me a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I can't lie to you. That bothered me a lot. Cause as a rapper, if you don't believe you the best, and you writing and you telling me that you think you the best, I don't know you. Feel me? Like you're as a fan, we don't know you. Feel me? Like we're not talking to you every day. So when we hear you on wax, and that's the persona that's the person that we think you are. Now it really does seem like a costume that you're taking on and off. Oh, bro. Bro just said, I do not always feel like the best rapper.
Walk around with that mentality or something. It's like, bro, that's not even my character. You know what I mean? To walk around thinking like, I hope that I do something when I sit down to write that can be considered at that level. You know what I mean? But I already know it's a lot of niggas out there that, while I'm hoping, they might be doing that shit right beside me. And they might give me 60.
Okay, now I need to know, Melo.
Yo.
Did you walk around in real life thinking that you were the best nigga to ever do it?
No, because I felt like once I navigated and understood the landscape, I placed myself where I felt like I deserved to be, right? With the respect of the game and with the respect of players, and also stripping everything. It was, for me, I'm eye test nigga. Like I need eye test. I got to see it to believe it.
But there's
if I
certain
saw
niggas
you and
in
you
the
was
game,
like that,
bro.
and you was nice, and you, that my
But
level.
there's certain niggas in the game that have played this game, and you talk about the Jordans, the Kobes. I don't want to put LeBron in there because I don't know if he feel like he's the best, but maybe he does. But I know for a fact when Michael Jordan stepped on the court, that nigga felt like he was the greatest basketball player of all time. When Kobe stepped on the court, he felt like he was the greatest. Ain't nobody that's gonna outdo me, period. I don't care if I got the flu. Nigga ain't gonna outplay me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like when it came to niggas even like Jay, even though a lot of people some people don't really have Jay up there, or M. You think M and Jay and niggas like he said, like Black Thought is walking around like, man, somebody out there who could actually put together better bars than I can. I mean, we know it's any given Sunday, but we know it's any given Sunday. But out of 10, I'm going to get you 7 of them, which means what?
Well, for you is, my respect level is at an all-time high. So it's almost like you coming and saying, I'm better than MJ, or I'm better than,
Exactly.
It's like, I ain't even do nothing yet. But with that being said, in this realm right here, because I never played against MJ. I never played against any of those, a lot of those guys from back in the day. So
I'm not saying that people can't say that they can rap better than you, or you could even believe that I may not have it today, but to say I don't generally feel like there's nobody who's better than me. There's nobody at my level. If you don't feel like that, you can't then go on the records and then say I'm bodying niggas, and then you don't really feel like that. That's what I'm saying. Like it's just a contradiction.
can't say if I'm better than Dr. J, if I'm better than
I
Larry
didn't hear
Bird.
that, Tyrell. If that's what you hear,
But what I will tell you, in these 2 decades that I did play, when it's time to lace these up against whoever it was, then I know where I stand at in that realm, right? So I don't go off of like I'm the greatest nigga, I'm the best basketball player out there. I know where I stand, which is why I'm able to walk the way I walk today, which is why I got the respect and I give the respect today, because I don't walk around trying to compete with who they consider is the greatest basketball players of all time.
That's right.
We got 8,000 players or some shit, like 6,000, you know what I mean? But like, I'm one of those 75. Right? So I know where I stand at. In any basketball type of conversation that you want to have in any room, when they talk about this game of basketball and skill set and really the art of this shit, then yeah, I can sit at the table. So that's how I feel about it.
Come on, P. Scott. The very mature answer.
All right, man. Let's switch up the combo a little bit, Cole. You got some of the best NBA bars, sports bars we've ever heard. You know what
I
I'm saying?
appreciate it.
And you know, it's only right that we go through a couple of those. And Melo, Monica, let's see if we can rank some of these best ones.
Our rankings or his rankings?
I think, you know what?
4, 5, yeah. Okay.
Let's have
Ryan, I get that too.
I knew you was about to point your ass
Melo
over
rank.
here.
You know, I'm
Capitan.
I can rank him. I can rank him.
No,
you gonna rank it? All right, go ahead.
I'll be fair.
All right. Let's give it a fair one. All right. First one. But you never play me like LeBron versus Jordan. 23 years. Wonder who they're gonna say who was more
Oh,
important.
yeah, 20 years. Wonder who they gonna say is more important.
Okay.
Both changed the game. Came through and made a lane. Who's to say that who's great? All we know they ain't the same. 1 to 5. I feel like I say it's a 4 only because I want to give it a 3, but I feel like the potency of the truth pushes it to a 4, which is like, yo, what you just said.
Isaac for the
like,
two-man Cole is sitting in a
can't
ringless
compare these
all-time
dudes, you know what I
great.
mean? Like-
Sitting
like-
with a ringless all-time great.
The sentiment of that bar pushes it to a 4 for me. Go ahead.
Hold on. Which way are you doing your 1 through 5?
Are we doing
5
blind
being the
rankings
best
or-
or
yeah.
5 being the
1
best.
being
5 being
okay?
the best.
5 being the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got you. Okay. All right. Bet. Look, they love me in the shot like MJ. They love me in the shot like Oprah. Them niggas could block not even Dikembe.
Ooh.
Compared to Cowboy.
That joint is a classic.
Yeah, it is.
It's a double. I got 2 NBA references, bro. I'm going 5, bro. I'm going 5, bro. I'm going 5 on that.
How could you ever try to play me? Kill me on the song, walk up out the booth,
Do the Westbrook
Yeah,
Rock a
kill him on the
Baby.
song, walk about the booth, do the Westbrook Rocket Baby. It's a 3.
That's a 3?
Okay.
I like that one, man. That's
a
when the
3.
Westbrook shit was.
That,
Yeah, no, the visual is
iconic.
dope,
Yeah,
but it's like
yeah.
visual.
Yes, the celebration.
crazy.
The celebration.
We in 2 different games. You playing patty cake, brother. You're lame. You're Shane Battier.
That's
Damn.
Yeah.
That's the Shane Battier joint,
No,
right?
that's a 0. That line's a 0. And I'll tell you why. I seen
I think
Shane
I heard the
Battier.
story. Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
apologize to Shane Battier in person. Like, and I was so happy I seen him because I always wanted to do this. Because, you know, I'm a Carolina, I grew up a Carolina fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me as a kid that I don't lock in with college sports that much more. Sports period is like I don't really have the time no more, but especially college, I kind of fell off.
Okay.
Still love Carolina, but I used to really ride out. You know what
So
I mean?
it's just fuck Duke off rip.
So from a kid,
It was born
Shane
into
Battier
it.
first sin was he was played for Duke.
Yeah.
What? That was his first sin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On top of that, like
Who's showing a lack of
I was
comprehension?
young and I was like judgmental on, and now it's crazy because I got kids and I'm like, Shane Battier, you could tell he came from a nice
suburbs. I knew it. I knew it.
You got caught up at UNC versus Duke.
I got caught, and then I shifted, then I made a judgment.
Yeah, and Shane Battier at the time, man, he was Duke. You know what I'm saying? He had a major name.
Yes, dog.
And you picked your side, man.
Yeah,
You
I
said,
picked my
fuck
side.
Duke over there.
He was like everything about him was like he was the all-American player. Set screens, take charges, rebounds.
Super professional guy, like super.
I'm picturing that 5-5 documentary when they're
It's
talking
all
about Duke. He's like,
good,
what do you think
bro.
about Duke? He's
Yes.
like, pussy.
I don't be tripping.
I'm just like,
But time
man.
went on as the years
Yeah.
went past, and the further I got from that line, I was hearing and be like, and people like that line, like people love that line, and when I was starting to hear it, I would cringe like, oh my
I'm good,
God,
real.
why the fuck
I'm
did you
good.
do
I'm
that?
good.
Like,
I'm good.
Yeah.
Shane Battier is a grown ass man. You know what I mean? Like you don't know this man. You don't know him at all. You know what I mean? Like you done put his name in a song that's gonna live forever, and you disrespecting his name. So I always told myself like, if I ever met him, you know what I mean? Or the first thing I would say to him is like, apologize for how dumb that was. You know what I mean? And how childish and immature it was to like even do that. And so I seen him in Miami. I went to a restaurant in Miami, and he was sitting over there or something. Matter of fact, somebody he was with him even. Somebody that was with him, I knew. And they was like, yo, you gotta come over here, bro. Shane Battier.
Oh, hell nah.
You know how NBA niggas are. NBA niggas want to roast.
Hey,
him.
shout out to X Hornigan. Hope Oh, I can't say your name. I'm sorry, but thank you for your donation.
He's over there. I'm like, yo, bro, ask him to come over here. Like, I'm like, no, I'm serious. Bro.
Cole would apologize to the grass because he meant to stay on the sidewalk.
Ask him to meet me over here in the hall. I didn't even want to do it at the table around the people.
Thank you for your five, man.
He got up, he came, he met me around the corner, and he was so cool and gracious and like
good guy, man.
And bro, I'm talking about in that moment, like he didn't give a fuck. He was like, he's like, it's funny, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, bro, you don't understand. Like, ain't nothing about that cool. I had to like double apologize and let him know, like, I fuck with you and I respect you so much. And even more than that, bro, now that I got kids, bro, I respect your parents. I know you got great parents, bro.
That's a fact.
I know you got a great family, dog. Like,
Shout out to Shay.
For real, bro. And like, that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, we need more Shane Battiers.
The double apology. Relax.
Shout out to Shane Battier who graciously accepted my apology in person, and he said his son is hooping now. He said his son is really getting better.
His son is getting better. Son is good, man.
Okay, for sure. So shout out to Shane
Shout out
Battier.
to Shane Battier.
That's a zero.
He double apologized.
I'm gonna let you say this one, because this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna let you say this one, right?
Same way that Melo was staring at Reed is the way that I'm staring.
That's a 10, actually.
That's a black Twitter, bro. That's
That's an iconic picture, dog. Oh my god, that's an iconic picture, bro. I heard the explanation, and you see it. He's actually not the wild thing. He's not even looking at her.
He's looking at the camera. I think
it's like,
you know Darby. You know how Darby, you walk into Darby. You know it's just
dog.
straight through. And during fashion week, Cole ain't never go to them type of shits. You know what I'm saying? But like he been to a couple to know.
Yep.
Certain people walk in the door.
Yep.
The lights goes off. You know what I mean? So you want to get the fuck low. Normally you sitting on the high bench. I was sitting on the low bench, trying to get away from the cameras and all that shit. But I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean?
My favorite part when you tell that story is the way you do the sounds of the cameras. The way he does it.
Y'all are wild.
Shutter.
Fuck with it or fuck out of here.
Cole, really happy that you came here because you got to participate in America's #1 segment. You know what it is? It's called Fuck With It.
Here we go.
Or Fuck Out of Here.
Okay.
This is where we go through the internets, the interwebs. We find some of the most violent things. All you gotta do is let us
play
know.
along. Let's play along, chat.
Or we getting it the fuck out of here.
All right.
All right. So first off, Meek Mill tweets can be hit or miss. Cole, not sure if you saw this one yet. This was right before we went on the air. All right.
Today.
My man Felton just texted me that.
Shout out Felton, man.
Yeah.
Good brother. I need J. Cole on my project, bro. Let's get it in.
You know he gonna say I fuck with it.
Fuck with it.
I love Meek. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Meek is yeah.
He not gonna say fuck out of here.
Yeah, I fuck with that. Meek's, send me the joint. He probably, he might not got my number. We had each other's number in the past, but
Right.
niggas
You
be
know he
switching
ain't gonna say he don't fuck with
Still
that.
got mine. But I don't, by the way. I got a long-term stable number, but shout to Meek.
Okay, so speaking of collabs, 3 artists that you would like to work with that you haven't.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna have a good one for this.
No?
I don't operate like that. Yeah. I literally don't have a list. Like I would have to sit here and
not
take
a list, but nobody. Dead or alive. Let's make it interesting.
Yeah, dead and Pac, Big, Bob Marley, like
That would be fun. I'm into it.
in terms of current, and it's not that nobody's not. Of course, we got so many great artists, but I don't walk around
With a,
like, yo, you know who I really want to work with? I just work on my own.
I
and then
mean,
if
you could
something
tell he
comes up,
won't. He
it's like,
won't
yo, I
have
can
a
hear such
feature
and
come
such,
on
I
and
do that.
sing.
But I don't walk around with a running list of people I want to work with.
All right. What you've been doing so far has worked, so I guess we just got to
You're
roll
in a
with it.
position where you don't even need to do that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it probably comes to you if it
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I don't need to do that, but I just don't think like that. You know what I mean? Even if I'm a fan of somebody,
Right.
my first thought or none of my thoughts is like, yo, I want to get in and work with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just enjoyed what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's no part of me that's like, yo, we got to link. Let's work.
Okay.
I don't do that.
Why?
I need a Cole. Cole kiss.
Woo! See?
Cole kiss with Jasmine Sullivan on the hook.
That's hard.
That actually be
Hard.
hard.
A&R Mello.
Kiss.
I'm just saying, I need that.
Nah, with
With
that,
the remix,
Yeah.
with Wiz Kid.
Yeah.
Like,
I fuck with that.
I need.
You starting to throw a
Not
lot of
laying the
colors.
whole
Shout
thing
to
right.
He said he's starting to throw a lot of colors.
Get tricky.
Nah, the cold kiss and Jasmine Sullivan
we
will be
gonna go to
hard.
Africa. We gonna get whiz kid. You know what I mean? We gonna get whiz kid.
What up, Furry?
Tricky.
Nah, but I you know,
When you say kiss, you had me.
Kiss Cole, Jasmine Sullivan.
I fuck with that. And shout to Wiz Kid. I'm not saying, but he
Jasmine.
with certain blends is like,
But that's that's the Kiss Cole. Like
Nah, I
that
fuck with
vibe.
that.
I think we missing that type of vibe. You know, back to the remixes.
Hey, you should put some
R&B
shit out called
remixes,
Boom
Sign
right
me up
now.
for that.
shout to Kiss.
Just
No,
put
man.
out
He
Boom.
never had a bad verse in his life.
Ever.
You can't find one.
Legendary. Cole, there was all right, so we saying fuck with it. We fucking with the Cole and me collaboration. Long story
Yeah,
short.
yeah.
We fucking
Fucking
with
with
it. All right, Cole, there was an interview you did a little over 10 years ago now where Ryan Coogler, shout out to him, accidentally revealed that you were married to the world and you had a priceless
Oh my god.
reaction to it. Let's check that out real quick.
How they getting married change you, bro? Oh, what is that?
Is that
my man?
is that Ryan Coogler?
I can tell that
He
how
does not
genuine
like
the
this
reaction
video.
was.
Yeah, that was like, oh my bad, bro. That was like,
Wait.
there was like one thing to not do. And that was, I'm joking. Nah, it's all good.
Nah, he's very serious.
That's crazy.
Oh man, shout out to Ryan Coogler.
That was
Ryan,
Ryan
Oscar
Coogler.
award winning.
Congrats.
Cool.
Congrats.
Fuck with it or fuck out of here. Cool gotta write you into the next Black Panther to make up for that one.
Do I fuck with him writing me into the next?
Hell
I
yeah.
fuck with that. Yeah.
I'm gonna say hell yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's really mad.
All right, Braun been walking around with books for years, right? You know, people been getting crazy with the Braun tweets saying he just reads the first page and doesn't do the rest of it. Still not sure if he ever made it past that, but recently he ditched the books and now he's walking around with the vinyls. You know what I'm saying?
You know you fuck with that.
Ooh,
He
I
got the
seen
vinyls,
this.
and that was
It's hard.
Why are you laughing?
Melo laughing at Braun holding the vinyl.
Nah, I'm explaining that.
yeah.
Cole
So
sent
Yeah,
out
he
the
looked
vinyl 'cause
very
somebody,
irritated by
somebody
watching that
sent me
video again.
The post or whatever, and one of
Okay.
the comments was like, "This nigga's so performative," right?
right.
And I'm like, "Damn, people really like." That's fucked up because in reality, that was at the Heat game,
Mm-hmm.
and he was bringing his vinyl to the Heat game because I was at the Heat game and I asked him if he would meet my kids. That was the that was my oldest getting into basketball. Bron is his number one, and he asking me all season if he could like go to a Laker game, if he could see the Lakers. And I hit Bron and he graciously said he would do it. You know what I mean? And on his way, he had to fall off vinyl. He brought it so I could sign it. So it's like, thank you, Bron, for doing that.
Yeah, of course.
And then I of course, it's just the internet. So
The
it's like, I can't take
internet.
it that serious. But I just seen it and I'm like, damn, like, they do this to you too, Bron? Like, damn, like, yo.
He said they do this shit to everybody, bro.
Where you at? Bro, I know. You know, I don't be on like that.
They do that to everybody.
But it's like, bro,
Yeah,
Bron
right.
would never get a chance.
We've never seen him.
Like, if you wouldn't have just said that and showed that picture randomly,
Yeah.
nobody would never know why this nigga
context,
just had this fall off vinyl. They'd just be like, oh, this performative ass nigga, boom, boom. And maybe they wouldn't have said that. Maybe they wouldn't have cared.
Right,
but it's like,
right.
but it's just like, damn, like, there's a story to go with that. You just don't know it.
Right.
This man was doing me a solid. And bro, that shit was the craziest feeling. Like, to see your kids like
Happy.
meet a superhero.
Somebody gonna
That was
count
my
the
first
J.
time
Cole
ever doing some
hood
shit like
pulls
that.
in this
Like,
video.
ever, like,
Somebody gonna go through and
asking,
count it.
you know,
Like doing me a
Somebody
solid.
gonna count
yeah,
it.
like,
bro.
yo, bro, I hate the ass, but like, boom, boom. Yo, it's a crazy feeling.
Somebody
And
gonna
it made
count
me
it, man.
appreciate all the times that there was a father or something that had their kid, and I get to sign. You, I'm sure you know
Absolutely.
all about this. It's like I get to sign an autograph.
It's probably
or take a
already in the
picture. It's
comments.
Like, oh my god, like I hear the father in my mind. Man, I really appreciate this, bro. Thank you. But now that I've been through it, it means I'm like, oh, I know what he meant now.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
don't
Chad
mean like,
is
hey,
to
bro.
say, oh,
he really
it's
means
over.
like, bro.
Thanks for making my son happy.
You made my
kid.
son. How you gave my son a lifelong
Priceless.
memory. You know what I mean? So shout to Brown for that. Shout to all of y'all that have done that. And like, you know, it's that clip I seen too of Brown, like some kid like asked if he could sign his shoe, and I guess Brown like called him over after he said please or something. It's like, yo, that shit
Bro,
really makes that kid's day/life. But more than that, the father feeling is like, you can't even, I wouldn't even know how to put it in words, dog.
Yeah.
It helps the household.
You said what?
It helps the household.
No, really.
Think about it, because if the kid happy in the household,
Facts.
Right.
you happy in the household.
Facts.
Man.
They be on broad, man. Bro,
24
I'm
booms.
glad we got
because
that
I knew
story.
exactly
where it was going.
I knew where it was going. I just knew where it was going. So I know exactly.
That is beautiful
where
context,
that
for
story
sure.
was going.
I just love the way you conduct yourself as a family man, though, man. Like, you don't hide from it, but like you still hold that near and dear to you and privately. Whereas
On the Summer Walker joint, when you was like, I keep crying about these kids, I was like, oh my God, yes, I feel you.
Nah, that's real. Like, once you had kids, like I was already like emotional. Like I watched a movie and like when I was a kid and like really feel the emotion. But once after I had kids, like yo, I can't. Certain movies I love, that's like I don't even want to watch that because like the scene hits too hard now. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to explain it, but once you get these kids, like the world warps a little bit and shit just hit different. Hell yeah.
We're gonna let you get to your kids, and we're gonna let you get to China, wherever the fuck you
China. It's the first day of the tours in China,
appreciate
right?
you, man,
Thank you,
coming
bro.
by, stopping on the couch, man. We've been trying to figure this out for years
Word
now.
up.
And then like we said earlier, man, the timing is always right. And I appreciate you for us being able to follow your journey, for us to be able to see the story through visually, listen to it, and still be able to kind of grow with that as well.
I'm gonna try to
you
go
set the
still.
standard for a lot of people
Isaac.
and a lot of kids. So
I think it's
keep
August
being a
11th.
role
It's like a
model,
week
man.
after
Keep
my
being the
birthday.
real
I'm
J.
still
Cole,
gonna
man.
try
We
to go.
appreciate you, champ.
Thank you, bro. I
Yeah,
appreciate
absolutely.
y'all
Can't
for
wait to see
having
you
me,
on
man.
tour too, man. It's good to see you making the moves again, bro.
Appreciate
Being
that.
What's the
outside.
tour?
Hell
What's going on? You want to talk about the tour?
Yeah,
Shout
we
the tour
on,
out.
yeah, we on tour. It starts July.
Mhm.
Same dates as the J. I can't make the J, so I'm heartbroken. You know what I mean? Y'all make sure my shit sold out, so we good. But
All
make sure,
right.
but make sure you get them J tickets anyway.
This was
I
a
wish I could-
W
I damn near
interview
was trying
for
to do
real,
the
though.
math. Like if I'm off
I'm not
stage
gonna
this time, could I fly and still see? But yeah, so I started July and it's going all the way to December. We doing the States, then we doing Europe, then we doing Australia, then we doing South Africa. We trying to add more Africa dates. And we trying to add some Asia dates too. But yeah, everything, y'all went crazy with the tour. I appreciate it. I can't wait to. I've been sitting on these songs for so long and this album for so long. I can't wait to like actually perform it. So
Yeah, man. Speaking of performing, I gotta ask you one last thing. I don't know if you could pull this up, but the viral TikToks of the hit the gas, the yo,
The humming.
let me see.
my favorite record. Oh, please
Thank you,
play
dog.
one of them joints, yo.
Thank
And
you.
we don't want to see no grown ass man body rolling and shit.
Tell you, yo, you gotta watch it though. Here we go.
I see these.
I ain't
These
seen
are
them.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the record right here.
I ain't never seen this before.
You say, "Are you good?"
Not Cletus.
Cletus.
What? I think I've seen that one.
I ain't never seen this before. I can't even hear the song. What song are they talking about?
That nigga got the glow.
What up, Retro? Oh, so the audio cut out. Like, what
What's
is
the
he
shit?
talking
Bruce
about?
Lee showed up, the Bruce Lee one showed up. That's hard. Nah, he killed that, man.
That's
He
amazing.
killed that. That's an accurate representation.
That's amazing.
Take us home, Cass.
Man, you already know what it is. This is
Who is this,
7 p.m.
Cass? Who is
Brooklyn,
this?
A Wave Original, presented by FanDuel. You know what to do if you support the podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube page.
For sure.
Hit the podcast channels. Leave a like, leave a rating, leave a review. Good, bad, or indifferent. We love them all, baby. For the wonderful...
Hey, look, you know what I thought was crazy about this interview? Well, the craziest part is where I had a total, like, I got to listen to it again, even just to kind of make sure that my feelings are properly placed about what he said about not always or not feeling like the best. So I have to kind of go back and listen to that. But overall, I feel like this interview was a much better interview. Like much better interview than the Cam interview. Like, I don't know, it felt like Cam didn't have much to say in that interview, and that's no dig at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of just let Cole talk in that interview, and it seemed like there was some unresolved feelings, unresolved issue in that Cam interview that they probably had previously talked about. So he felt like he kind of got everything out that he needed to say, probably. I'm talking about Cam. And then in this interview, it felt like it was much more relaxed, much more calm. Melo has some really good input, and then I don't know the other gentleman's name. They both had good questions, but I feel like people have been pushing for the interviewer to ask more probing questions. Like if he had asked about Port Antonio, which I felt like he could have. If he had asked about Port Antonio, where he had asked about what did he mean by certain lyrics and first person shoot, like if he had that, it would have been perfect. So I have no complaints on this interview. Like I said, I kind of got to go back and listen to that because I really did kind of like touch a nerve for me a little bit. So I want to make sure that my feelings are properly placed when I talk about this. So hit the like button for me if you guys haven't done it already. Man, I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. We've been here for like 2 hours, so I appreciate you guys so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're on the way to 60K. Let me know your thoughts on this interview if you guys are watching on playback. It is a very long video, so I'm sure that there probably not a lot of people will watch this back. But I love you guys so much. W Stream, thank you to anybody who donated today, man. Thank you to anybody who became a member. Thank you to everybody who hung out with me for the whole 2 hours, or if you just popped in. Thank y'all so much, man. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.